My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. 7MON604, and this demon group stalking on transit, license AV31Y14, a paper plate, driving an old Jeep while the entity is hovering. This is terrorism that the people of the state engage in with the state. Stalking by airplane, keeping the fake sun over me. It's 7:30 in the morning, and the entity is pacing around. They're being demons. So I just want to document that group stalking conduct. I'm walking on transit, and here's another minion. Oh, no, that's the same one. He's driving back in the opposite direction, which is pacing. It is 7:31 a.m. It's P.O.C. Also monitoring at what is Motor Inn at 111 North Lemon. Got a demon sitting parked in front of that property, stalking in the path, and parked in front of what is that facilitating venue. So 7YJM473. It is currently 7:31 a.m. This is pacing. License 8HOY747. Driving into the parking garage where the minions of 150 East Holt, the San Bernardino County building. It is, Allied Universal is monitoring as well. License 5YXY344, 6JQL130. That's Brian's Automotive. It's 7:32 a.m. Omnitrans license 1545562, I believe it's bus 2343. Not stopping to engage in monitoring, crossing path to engage in monitoring. By not stopping, I mean crossing up the, passing up the bus stop while they are monitoring everything that I'm documenting. Okay, so these are minions that are driving a bus and they're passing the bus stop at 7:35 a.m. I just want to document that. This is the B&G Plaza where the fake sun is present, and Omnitrans is being heavily documented while I'm subject to the pattern of conduct anywhere that I go. Omnitrans is being documented even as I'm walking on foot because they're stalking while they're crossing path. So anyway, I just want to be clear, that's what that demon is doing, crossing path on that bus right now. And it is, by the way, it is 7:36 a.m. And that bus is crossing path while you're listening to what is amplified audible activity. And they're crossing path at what is 7:29 is when they're supposed to stop here. 7:49 again. They cross path right now at 7:36 a.m. They are engaging in what is group stalking. Regardless of what is the published schedule that I'm reading you right now, Omnitrans is stalking through the name of a company. 7:36 is not any time where they are crossing path. It is not a situation where you are behind schedule. Well, it's not a legally relevant situation where you want to claim that you're behind schedule. That's why you have a random bus crossing path while I happen to be molested under a fake sun and showing you what is directed light at a facilitating venue amongst amplified audible activity and demons who surround at 7:36 a.m. when your scheduled bus route is between 7:29 and the next one is 7:49. I just want to point that out to you. It's currently 7:37 a.m. 5RHY357 is monitoring, and that's what Omnitrans routinely engages in, by the way. They're just stalking. 8NRN776, using buses to do so. 6SDL213. And that's that audible activity under the fake sun and directed light. 7HDL258. That's a prosecution of what's going to be Union Pacific. Monitoring with the Ontario Police Department, as you heard last night. Stalking with audible activity creation. That's what Union Pacific is engaging in. They are very much engaged in the pattern of conduct while they are facilitating an ongoing environment in that engineered light. And it's entirely demonic. All right, and this is the ability to identify, pinpoint a specific name. The people of the state are acting via Union Pacific in that demonic and terrorizing criminal conduct in violation of Title 18. It's achieving what's monitoring with communication devices. That's why the entity is stalking with light, besides the fact that it's a demon-possessed entity and there's satanic tactics that are employed while they're monitoring with communication devices. It's 7:38 a.m. License plate 12706E1, BRAAMAA, 8VJF 824, 8TKV369, 8YGM 924, 8VCW 423, 7LZP 677, 7WOE 590, 8CHA 674, Omnitrans route 83 going southbound right now, 7RQW 945 crossing path at Euclid. That's how I'm able to see that. They're group stalking. 6HRV 353, 7UMW 918, 6LUV 662, 6HNW 665, 5XMA 476, 8DNS 681. And I'll go ahead and show you a picture, even though it's everything that Omnitrans has been doing and surrounding it also with its own published information while it's engaged in state surveillance and concert with the state of California is not a mystery. But I'll go ahead and publish a picture of the schedule. Omnitrans is engaging in the pattern of conduct, even if they were crossing path at the time that it is expected. They are engaging in crossing a path. Let me be clear, they are going out of their way to cross path while I'm walking on the sidewalk. All right, and they're doing so at what is 7:36 a.m. and it's 7:29 is the last stop where they would be present, and 7:49 a.m. and they're also always engaging in what is a customary molestation with directed light. They are crossing path to engage in what is group stalking. This is doing so under the specific environment. They are engaged in the pattern of conduct, and it's also what is 7:29 a.m. is the time where it is reasonably expected for where the bus would be. These demons are stalking. They're not running late or ahead of schedule. 8ZBA 186, 8WTO 062. I just want to point that out one more time. License 6NPW 544, 8BES 456, monitoring at Shiro's Liquor. 8TCB 603, 7NMG 310. 7XLS 369, 6PXX 270, 4XNV 454, 8UMS 413, 8PUN 125, 8FIJ 430, 7YNM 384, 5ZVL 664. Omnitrans going westbound, crossing path, bus number 1267, a crossing path, and they are currently stopped at the Lemon and Holt bus stop, creating light activity. It's a demon stalking in the path with light, using their flashers. It's massive facilitation. License plate 5CTW 625 41388K1, 7BIR 135. 83239H1. $5LF. I can't really see that something. $8AYX 996, 62708C3, 4YIS 189, or 4YTS 189. That's accurate TSX. 6CTM 670. Omnitrans bus 1267 proceeds west on Hope Boulevard at 7:42 a.m. License 7KTW 629. You recall, as I got on the same exact route yesterday. At this time, I'm already on the bus. Okay, I just want to point that out to you. Omnitrans is running on an identical published schedule Monday through Friday. And yesterday I was already on the bus driven by that employee 3400. The Latino male, 8XTF924. Those are demons, and those are demons that include children. That demon that's crossing path and terrorizing with directed light coming backwards toward me. And she's doing so with children in the vehicle. 77033G3, engaging in terrorism with children in the vehicle. Amazon Prime is monitoring crossing path on Holt, turning onto Euclid Avenue at 7:43 a.m. on traffic cameras as well. License plate 6FQY306, 8YDK626, 5YTN646, 5VBN719, 6UNM927, 8ZBK841, 5AAE899, I believe. CMZ, I can't remember that one. 7FSH523, 8PUX175, 8MZX202, I believe. 8MXZ202, 7MYS938, 8NVY261, license 7VBE126, 8ZGR398, 9F21032, 8PCH896, ANV057, license 8ZQD806, 6HXU129, 7GTT354, 8FZX589, 70038S1, Aramark Corporation, crossing path on traffic cameras going west on Hall Boulevard. License 3NCC100. License plate, City of Ontario, license 1560780. That's the dumpster truck. Seven RGJ 461. 8CNZ842, 8NLR021, Student Transportation of America crossing, 8B, I can't really see that one, 5YIL679, I believe, 8LLD520, 5CUG485, 7YVN123, 6ROD658, 8ZQP306, 6UUL653, 0307, 2D3, 8KZT179, 73451B1, 8KTZ399. Demons. Sorry, 6VGK294. 8CNC492, 8NVP349, 7RNZ843, 7NWA261, 7XTY922, 6UJZ309, 9877OR2, 8HBJ794, 6DQU685, 6JZ, F641, I believe, 6JZF641, I believe that's correct, 7:47 a.m. 8WNP749, 7P23620, 6KIH892, 41781D3, 6 NWL0306YKZ058. 7S29213. 4GLM468. That's the Ontario Fire Department Demons. One two XJ handicap. Eight JDP 140. Seven VEB 326. And it's 7:48 a.m. 7:49 a.m. 7 HOF 676, 7 URZ 253, 1518713. That's Ontario Montclair School District. 7 LLB 375, 8S 17423, 8D 40799, 34981H2, 8 HTN 202, 952 YD. No, you're not. You're a minion. License CMC Heart EAG. 7 RJJ090, 8 JIM 546, 8 LKC 434, 8 SAL 969, 8 RIA 862, 95504B3, Coca-Cola crossing path going east on Hall Boulevard, 8 FLL 117, 8 UQG 261, 8 FZA 277. 43903Z1, 7WSZ 568. Eight WSW924, 7 SAY 308, 8 SYA 889, 6 JIE 810, 7 TJN 627, FOO OSH, 6 RCL 130. 8 WCE 086. 7:51 a.m. I was on the bus yesterday capturing the light source as it was moving and keeping over me on the bus already towards Fontana. 8 MUB 594. Remain stationary over Shiro's Liquor as I remain stationary. 7 UHJ 168. 7:51 a.m. Alrighty, this is bus 2350 as I document it on video, and I'm showing you what is the method of stalking with light on the bus. And this is the presence, first of all, of that light in the same position because you're on a bus, so you're talking about what is the pattern of stalking with light. So you're keeping it on the bus and doing it in this manner. The entity keeping the light source over through the windshield, and this is the same thing I documented, for example, on Sunday at 6 o'clock in the morning on the same route, Route 61. Coming in the opposite direction, back toward Ontario, and this is that stalking with the fake sun, first of all. Second of all, stalking with light. As I'm showing you, I'm pointing out to you in the video, you're looking at literally what is engineered light, while the shape of the windshield, if this is what is appearing through the middle of the walkway. You can see the windshield wipers. This is an enlarged, magnified manifestation source that remains. For example, in Ontario, as I get on the bus and I'm going to the museum, as I remain at the museum and I get up and I go to Chino or I go to Pomona, I remain in Ontario. In order to do that at a later time, I've been getting up earlier. So this is in every way showing you what is the methods of stalking with light. This is also revealing what is the predatory and sexually violent conduct of an entity that is incessantly violating. So this is the entity that's not only being revealed, you're talking about what is the conduct. This is the personality to engage in what is more violation of the person while you're being documented. And the entity is swiping what is absolutely impossible light across my thighs. I'm going to prosecute the company, Omnitrans, as a sex offender, the people of the state as an entity because they're acting together. You're talking about what is the state that is monitoring as the sex offender. It is absolutely absurd light, and then the entity engages in more of that violation of your person when you're revealing their tactics, all right? That's a very violent sex offender to engage in that. You're understanding the mindset, the objective, the motive to violate more upon documentation. That's a violent sex offender. That's exactly what the government is doing, and doing it with what is light. That's achieving what's monitoring with communication devices, and under all circumstances engaging in what is violation of the person. You don't have a right to place under surveillance, and you also don't have a right to touch with your demonic light. All right, you're a freaky weirdo stalker. It's literally Satan that's touching all over your person, whether you realize it or not. I'm showing you the breakdown of that. You're looking at what's in an enlarged, gigantic size of the windshield wipers appearing in the middle of the walkway of the bus. While that is nothing other than engineered light, okay? Under what is a fake sun. That's not through the windshield of the actual sun, if that was, which I'm showing you it's not. First of all, yesterday I was already on the bus, already past this location where I'm showing you that. But second of all, it's not the sun because the entity is keeping the fake sun over me at the museum on the days, for example, March 22nd, when I get up later to go to Pomona. And I'm getting on the bus at 8:30 in the morning. In order to do that, the fake sun remains over me, which is what you see at 8:30 in the morning. Okay, this is what I'm showing you while I'm en route to that venue. This is what I'm showing you at 8:56 in the morning. That's how I'm able to capture and use those timestamps because that's exactly what the entity did with the fake sun, and there was no moving of the light source, and it's not coexisting, remaining over me and then remaining stationary at the same time at the museum and into the city of Pomona. That's the ongoing pattern, right? And that's the sex offender while the entity engages in that. And this is documenting what is Satan. This is documenting Satan, and these minions sit around that are on the bus. They're monitoring in plain sight, very easy to document. They represent the people of the state. It is currently 7:58 a.m. Ontario Police crossing path. Seven CLM 264. Greg Electric 18929U2.
If possible, please use rear doors.
We are at what is, we're approaching Vineyard. 7WXX332, 655JZQ, that's Oregon. 27325E2. Alrighty, the same tactic with regard to what is directed light that's in the middle of a street. Demons drive through it. Demons walk through it on the bus. Okay, demons sit around it on the bus monitoring. Demons drive while it's on the bus. All right, and demons stalk in the path at every facilitating venue. That's what I'm documenting, the P.O.C. License plate 5WAK336. And we are currently at what is Turn Down the Vineyard. This is third party facilitating venue, Circle K at 1850 East Holt Boulevard in Ontario. C460P1 61643A2 8TMS 323 EV283 handicap 7MFJ874. Those are demons one after another. It's called patrolling. Those are demons that are crossing paths, and they are one entity acting together in this specific environment. 7NMA526. It's 8:02 a.m. Turning on the airport drive. 18249F3. That's Ontario Airport. Stalking in the path with the shuttle. Bright View. Group stalking crossing path on Airport Drive. And it is 8:03 a.m. License AECW141. That's a demon flashing directed light, which is another tactic of stalking and harassing with directed light. It's entirely demonic, occurring while that demon is crossing path. And this demon you see sitting at the front of the bus with her ponytail on, she's got stripes on her jacket. She's monitoring the entire time. Those are the types you deport them if they're not natural born citizens while they're engaging in monitoring with the state. It's currently 8:03 a.m. It's 8:04. 6YCB 901. 8HRN 167. 7SKT 676. 7UIR 678. 7LSJ 523. Minions crossing path, engaged in the ongoing sex offense that's underway while they're all molesting together. 7XIW 847, I believe. License 5CEB 383. They are stalking and present not only via the driver, they're one entity, through the minions that are riding as passengers, ATFF 125, and as they are crossing path. This is all methods of presence on behalf of the government. Okay? In doing so via Brinks, who's crossing path right now, City of Ontario, who's crossing path on Airport Drive. The entity is doing so under what is the specific environment. And this specific environment is 8:07 a.m. And I captured video at the Ontario Airport. Extra, spelled XTRA. That's a large truck with the red logo and lettering, touching with directed light. All right, so in other words, I'm being touched with directed light while that demon is crossing path. Alrighty, that is the pattern of conduct by that commercial actor. 8YTS 568, I believe. And we're going north on Archibald Avenue right now. Passing Geologistics. The fake sun is remaining over. 8YTS268 is the correct license plate, excuse me. Geologistics on Archibald Avenue. This is the nearest venue. Leaving the airport drive. Embassy Suites is crossing path in one of their shuttles. They're minions. They're engaging in an ongoing sex offense. It is 8:09 a.m. License plate 6RMF483. All right, and I captured another image. You're looking at what is light activity, speaking to what is light that is being projected horizontally into the bus, as opposed to this. Again, this is not even the sun, but you're looking at what is the light activity that's showing what the entity is doing with light. All right, and this is directed light. And if the sun, the actual sun, was above the bus, it's not creating light. Where the shadow, my luggage carrier, the shadow is projected onto the wall. That's speaking to light that's not coming from above, which is not going to, because you're on a bus. All right, and that's not shooting horizontally downward at an angle through the windows. That's directed light. All right, and that's why you're seeing what is the shadow of my luggage carrier across the wall while light's being projected onto the bus. All right, that's P.O.C. 5RFY 588, I believe. 5RFY. I think that's. I can't see the last one. 658. It's currently 8:10 a.m. I took a picture of that so you can see that. That's not sunlight that's coming through the bus roof, all right? And it's not light that's coming horizontally onto the driver's side, through the passenger side. No, that's directed light. Stalking with light is entirely demonic. It's molestation, stalking, terrorizing. This is what the ordinary target individual is subject to, and it's a sex offense. The government is touching you while they are, and this is entirely demonic. The government is touching you while it is placing you under surveillance, and then engages in what is, again, the mind state. You're prosecuting for the predatory mind state, the intent to offend, the intent to violate, the intent to further inflict harm, as you are also monitoring documentation. So you molest more, that's a sex offender. 8G29500, you're going to prosecute that mindset, in addition to what is actual touching. You are actually touching with what is not even normal light. It's not real ordinary light. You are, this is that which is, first of all, it's demonic activity, and it's the criminalization of that. And it's the criminalization of what is the violation in any other way of a person you're touching with what is engineered. It's not even normal. It's not even naturally occurring. And it's serving a criminal purpose. All right. License 8ULX133. 8LGR 986.
If possible, please use rear doors.
Si posible. Favor usar la puerta trasera.
It is, by the way, 8:13 a.m. flashing of directed light, where I showed you a picture of the shadow of my property along the wall, the driver's side wall. Now it's just flashing light moving across it. It's the same conduct, it's a different tactic. Dynamic light as opposed to placing stationary light. 7EQH510. That's a demon that's stalking in the path, and that represents the people of the state who are stalking in that specific environment. There is no passive presence in that environment. There is no ignorant presence in that environment. This is the system in operation. And that's exactly how the people are going to be prosecuted, the terrorists that they are, looking left and right, while demons are engaging and targeting you together. There's psychopaths doing that. Psychopaths engaging in what is terrorism, and it's demonic. And that's the ability to pinpoint the actor, the people of the state. See, 8XIR 888. And that's at Haven and Inland Empire Boulevard, and it is 8:14 a.m.
Stop requested. If possible, please use rear doors.
Si posible. Favor usar la puerta trasera.
The fake sign over La Quinta Inn on Inland Empire Boulevard. And they were engaged in federal stalking in a private space, as I actually occupied a room here as I was taking the California bar. And this is in 2015. I want to document that because they were monitoring then. The fake sign is over that venue, 8PQH526. They're monitoring now, and they were monitoring then when I was subject to that sex offense. That's what the invasion of privacy by the entity is, engagement in what is that perpetual sex offense and consonant on behalf of the state. It is currently, by the way, 8:15 a.m. where the fake sign is over that La Quinta Inn, and that's while I'm on the bus, because and that's what's the prosecution of that company and the people of the state in general, because while I remain in Ontario, there is no light source that's going to be over La Quinta Inn, because it sure as hell is not the sun. That light source is remaining over me in Ontario. As I remain in Ontario, or as I remain in Ontario to get on Route 83 to go to Upland, Route 83 to go to Chino, Route 61 and go westbound to Pomona. The entity is keeping a fake sign. It's not over La Quinta Inn. And that is impossible to coexist. So I just want to go ahead and document them while the fake sun's over that venue. I was subject to that conduct in 2015, unbeknownst to me. An exceedingly violent sex offense while minions just like this, Omnitrans group stalking, patrolling all around the venue while the entity was keeping a fake sign over that venue. Engaged in state surveillance ongoing as I remained in that hotel, and at the time the California bar was 3 days. So I was subject to that for a series of days. But it's not just that. La Quinta Inn and Pomona as well. Pomona, California. Or the Pomona Police Department were engaging in monitoring the people of the state, and the entity was keeping a fake sun, by the way, in Pomona. I was nowhere near any Route 61, no Omnitrans. It was Foothill Transit, which I did not ride Foothill Transit, and you don't have to document them. They were engaged in the pattern of conduct where the entity kept the fake sun over me, which I documented unbeknownst. I did not knowingly document it, but I documented it, and it's impossible that is the actual sun, as that was the case as I was living in my vehicle in Pomona, California. It's the ongoing pattern of conduct that's underway. It is currently 8:16 a.m. at Ontario Mills.
Ontario Mills, service by P.O.C. 61, 81, 82, and RTA.
It's 8:17 a.m. 35325D2. 8DTK366. These are demons that are touching with directed light at the Ontario Mills. The bus stop. A minion gets on, crossing path while flashing directed light. Coexist. It's ongoing demonic activity. Demons. Unprepared to be prosecuted for their demonic activity. 6TSB 707. Not only is it not a secret, you're going to be prosecuted for that demonic activity. That's what's so amazing. It's the P.O.C. It's the criminal conduct. Justice does not deserve to be avoided or denied, because Satan itself is using people in an environment which is supposed to be to the ignorance of the ones who are being subject to this criminal system by government. No. Justice is very, very much capable of being yours. License. Let's see.
Stop requested. If possible, please use rear doors.
Sí, pues sí. Favor pulsar en la puerta
We are
trasera.
passing Richmond on 4th Street right now. Passing what is Panera Bread, Costco, the Bank of America. Guess what? They're monitoring. It's 8:19 a.m. That's why that's what the significance of the environment. It's revealing, and there is no exception to that environment. And what it's revealing, that there's a reason why that environment is there, because you are subject to the pattern of conduct, and the environment remains when the entity is engaging in what is it's supposed to be a cloudy day, like the pattern of conduct pauses. It doesn't. And just as you saw, as I showed you yesterday in the video, cloudy day or not, the entity's keeping the center of its universe is surrounding me. Suppose you drive crossing path right now. And that's why the fake sun is at 5 hours after 9:48 a.m., where it's over the Fontana Lewis Library at Sierra. It's over the entrance of the Fontana Lewis Library at 3:04 p.m., right over my head. Okay, whether you want to cover that up with clouds or not, it's the exact same pattern of conduct. It does not change. There's no getting out of what is documented. And once you are documenting what is a scientific impossibility, let me tell you something about common sense. The fact that that impossibility is ever captured, that doesn't change. You have captured what is that pattern of conduct. That's not going to change. There's no pausing it. There's no getting out of it. There's no erasing it. That's the beauty of documentation. It is demon proof. 58IN 518 79928X2 8LSN 976, I believe. Can't really see that one. Yeah, I can't really see that one. I think it's 976 though. Let's take care. Yeah, you can scratch it. I can't really see it. See Staples crossing path. It's 8:22 a.m.
West Valley Detention Center.
Eight WPC 236 at Etowanda Avenue and San Bernardino Avenue at 8:24 a.m. Eight SBA 733.
At Omnitrans for your daily commutes. You just might be featured on our social media pages.
This is audible activity while Omnitrans is molesting,
Sanitize your hands regularly and wear your mask while on the bus.
and it's facilitation
At omnitrans.org.
by playing their announcements. Okay, that's P.O.C. It is 8:25 a.m. JP Hunt Intermodal crossing path on what is Kaiser Way. We remain on San Bernardino Avenue. It is 8:26 a.m.
Commerce Drive.
We're at Commerce Drive and San Bernardino Avenue. It's still 8:26 a.m. You have what is relevant positioning. Amazon Prime present at the property. This is the large truck that's carrying that trailer with that logo on it. That is documentation of that actor, the people of the state. You have, because the demon that is operating that vehicle is bearing that logo, which is a method of the ability to document a government that's using such companies to place you under surveillance. All right, so that minion is at Park. It's what is Commerce Drive, which I don't know what the name of that property, but the intersection is Commerce Drive and San Bernardino Avenue. It's 8:27 a.m. Eight PSX 475. Walmart crossing path. This is at property. The train track. Oh, Prologis Drive on San Bernardino Avenue. Six NVN 120, and I don't see a license plate on this one. We are at Cherry Avenue. Yeah, we're at Cherry Avenue and San Bernardino Avenue at 8:30 a.m. $47138J1 370TA handicap. Birdcheck crossing path, creating light activity, and Marigold and
South Fontana Transit Center.
Jennifer. The apartment complex that's at the corner of Marigold and Jennifer. 24239C3. 8:43 a.m. They're monitoring at the El Super Plaza at Kaiser Permanente, at the shopping plaza that includes the Del Taco. This is at the intersection, when I'm referencing Del Taco, the intersection of Marigold and Sierra Avenue. You have what is directed light while those demons are driving on Sierra Avenue. Absolutely impossible. I'm on the bus, first of all, and the bus is idle at a traffic light, and you have the demonic pattern of conduct, just like you saw while I'm inside Fontana Lewis Library. Those demons are driving on Sierra Avenue, and directed light is appearing inside of the Lewis Library above the roof. I'm on the bus, and demons are driving on Sierra Avenue. Those are facilitating venues. Kaiser Permanente is a facilitating venue. They are monitoring, and they are of the same condition while I'm on the bus, and light is touching me at that distance. 02953R1 6TJX 169. It's exactly what's underway right now. It's currently 8:44 a.m. Turning onto Sierra Avenue now.
San Bernardino Avenue.
This is criminal summoning. That's AMR. 8:46 a.m. on Sierra Avenue at the hand wash car wash. That's at 9146 Sierra Avenue. That's a facilitated venue where we're at. Directed light is on the bus. The fake sun is remaining in the window. That's American Medical Response. This is P.O.C. It's 8:46 a.m. 6TTP 371. 8UZM 994. 1370396. That's Omnitrans crossing path. 8:48 a.m. 7FRL 084 CALIRN 7. Fontana Police crossing path on Sierra Avenue as well. Turning on their lights at Valencia. It's criminal summoning. It's 8:48 a.m. All right, this African-American male operating the bus, engaging in the ongoing perpetual sex offense on behalf of and in concert with the people of the state, on behalf of the state. He's driving bus 2350. This is the one I was on. License plate 1545684. He engages in what is molesting as I get off the bus. So you're looking at what is while I'm sitting on the bus, directed light that's swiping on the interior of the bus. While I get off, this demon is touching with light, molesting with what is this sex offender, that this African-American male who's sitting at the back of the bus with a white shirt. He's got on a backpack. He's got a blue jeans on and black shoes and like a little afro. But anyway, he's hideous and he's stalking on the bus. He's a demon, a hideous demon. And he's monitoring their surrounding on the bus. And as I get off the bus, what I'm speaking to is directed light that is then on the outside of the bus, touching me with this directed light as I get off the bus. That's the sex offender that's operating this bus, the African-American male whose employee number I did not see, but I can see his badge. It looks like he is Corey. That's his first name. He's in operation of his communication device right now. It's 8:51 a.m. And this is, again, Route 61, bus 2350, license 1545684, engaged in ongoing terrorism and molestation with directed light. While I'll show you all the different methods of maintaining light on that bus. And that psychopath, this is a demon that's just operating a bus and engaging in what is that ongoing sex offense while it's being documented. Okay, so this is the prosecution of the entity, and you're going to prosecute for what is that sexually violent and predatory mindset, that motive to engage in what is sexually violent. It's with regard to the use of directed light, but it is equally sexually violent when you are molesting and you are a sex offender that is engaging in listening, because you're monitoring, so you're listening to what's being accumulated with regard to your conduct, and you are engaging in it more, you're engaging in it continuously, you're engaging in it at an increase at that rate while you are aware of the fact that you're being documented. That's the conduct of a sex offender, and that's exactly what you're going to prosecute for. And this is Corey at 8:52 a.m. at the Fontana Metroline train station on this bus monitoring. Route 66 is present as well, license 1370396, and this is the fake sun that's over me at the Fontana Metroline train station. Remember, for example, I get this again when I'm in Pomona at this time at 8:51 a.m. I believe the light source is remaining over me as I am on the bus of Route 61, going not to Fontana, going to the opposite location, which is the Pomona Transit Center. Okay, let me get Victor Valley because they're a part of that sex offense as well. License 1544558, and that is Route 15, Victor Valley Transit, monitoring with Corey, who's sitting on the bus in operation of his communication device. It's 8:53 a.m. and the entity is keeping this light source over the Fontana. And this is the same Fontana Metroline train station where the entity at the end of the day, and the end of the day is after 6 p.m. And you're talking about what is the fake sun that's still here over me and aiming a light and molesting me just as I've shown you on the bus in the morning. That is speaking to what is demonic activity and not the sun. All right, and that is a very excellent example with regard to what is the duration analysis with regard to that which is not the sun, and you're looking at just pure duration of time. And the ongoing comparison, as I'm showing you while I'm on Route 61 coming to Fontana and I'm going to Pomona, and I'm going from Fontana back to Ontario, and you're looking at what is the exact same tactics at all times of the day as I have documented. That's the P.O.C. It is 8:53 a.m. and that is the pattern of conduct as I'm subject to arriving to Fontana. Oh, and also, of course, what you're going to pay attention to as well, I was already here yesterday at this time. I had already walked down the street. That's how I was able to capture the fake sun at the intersection of Sierra Avenue and Arrow Boulevard. I was already here yesterday, and the entity was keeping its light source. Well, approximately this time, 8:58 a.m., I believe. I capture it minutes from now, the light source at the intersection of Arrow and Sierra. License 1479125, bus 1307, and I did capture video of my arrival at this Fontana Metroline train station by video. Okay, so I was here already, and I'm left from what is the Fontana Metroline train station. So that also you were paying attention to. But this is always going to be the case when you're talking about what is, as I've captured, in the morning, 8:30 on the same block, on the same street, Sierra Avenue over me, a light source that's not possibly the sun. Yeah, that's called P.O.C. That's exactly what Corey is documented as engaging in. License 1404972, bus 1328. Corey's monitoring with that demon. Directed light is appearing on the asphalt while that demon is crossing paths in that vehicle. All right, and this is ongoing facilitation. It is 8:55 a.m. License plate 6R39379, Fanning out of directed light while that demon drives in the shade. Metrolink is audible activity. 88WH561, the same. This is the sex offender. Corey could very well be driving that car. They're the same entity. That's exactly what was underway on that bus. Metrolink is engaging in soundtrack, audible activity while that sex offense is underway. License 1404991, bus 1331, the same exact impossible light activity, swiping with directed light across the ground. This is the identification of the demon possessed. And they do the same thing as I've shown you across buildings. This is how you're looking at what is a system and a demon possessed population, 8TCW 988. It is 8:56 a.m. Zero 4983C2 8GFY061 6TSC 350 91649R1 7WCD 695 8SNP291 8SRH 889 8SVE 289 BE61Y05 paper 82 I can't see that one 7REY 086. This is Omnitrans bus 2350. That's Corey. License 1545684. All right, and it is currently 8:56 a.m. Alrighty, license plate. Go on ahead, minions. 7FCW172AMKINGS 7GIS 728 7BWG 400 Bitco Foods. License 77162U2 Fontana Police Crossing Path. License 8RHV422, I believe. And this is not just Legal Services Inc. I want to be clear. This is the plaza. There's a whole business plaza over here with the address of 8689. And the bald-headed Latino you see in the vehicle of Legal Services that was engaged in facilitation last night engages in what is crossing path right here. I'm going to show you this. That's Metrolink going eastbound at 9:09 a.m. That's audible activity creation. Metrolink is a method of creating the environment. Directed light onto the plaza of Louis Angel Sandoval Taxes and Real Estate, Pupuseria, El Chalet, Advanced Employment Services, Legal Service Centers, the one that is monitoring the Latino male who gets into the white Tesla with the demon who was engaging in the same exact conduct that Legal Services was doing with their own vehicle last night, engaging in replicating that ongoing threat while they're monitoring documentation, which is an impermissible threat, and I went and got a close-up of that demon doing so. This is documentation of what is the whole venue, though. The people of the state, including Omnitrans, Metrolink, they're monitoring together while I walk into that hallway and document that minion, and Impossible Light is in there flashing while that minion is in operation of a communication device. And doing so while the plaza at Sierra, which is what I referenced last night, that's the name of those apartments, they're in relevant position as well. Elite Training, MG Elite Training, this is all at what is 8689 Sierra Avenue. And what you see on video, as soon as I'm capturing this minion, who's right behind? The demons of the Fontana Police Department. 21011J3, 8XQB644. 6TVM806, 8WJW718, AT&T pacing 23758J1, 0806, 3H3, Sun Logics Energy molesting 92886W2, 6ZAT128, 8MQA720, 7VPD 416, AT&T crossing path 8EVS 909, 7DKR 471, 7UMX 795, 4SVB 585, 7JSV 367, 8LT 6519 out of state, 8FSZ 823, 8JFC 343, 8RSB 608, 7RYP 264, all of them touching, every single last one of them. Minion over here, stalking right here at the same intersection, maintaining presence just like you saw the Fontana Police right behind me. This is the stalking conduct by the entity, maintaining presence all around in the perimeter while you're being molested with directed light. They're demons. 8YDM208, ELIMOM1, license 8LMR344, 8YFZ938, 8HKU505, 8TLU927, YAIL343, that's ORPAC Building Products, touching. 4SL9769 is the back license plate on that large truck. 8WSL052, 5FKH241, 7PLU977, 1420241, that's Omnitrans Route 14, molesting. And doing so, stalking in the path, pacing around. That's what they're doing. They're not running a bus, they're pacing around. And they're maintaining presence around the perimeter. The employees who are monitoring with communication devices while they're engaged in the sex offense as well. 7WAP269, license 8UTY785, directed light on the asphalt, and you already know what's going on with Omnitrans, the same exact conduct. Route 14, bus 1292. And it's 9:12 a.m. 8PPX256, I believe. It is Sierra Avenue and Orange Way is where I'm at, and that ongoing flashing of light, which is what was occurring while Corey was driving the bus. While you have what is a light source that's not possibly the sun through the windshield, you're looking at what is the shape of the windshield that is magnified in size through the middle of the bus. 8HMF814, that's P.O.C, and that's demonic. 8C49733, SAMKAY1, 8VWL748, 7JPB002, 5VVT716, 8BYY242, 8KCZ403, 5DOH799, 8ZMW974, 86762E3, 65544B3, 7PIV388, 7PGK211, 7GTM968, 6JZZ805, 6RDV069, 8TGJ615, 6SLE971, 6SNU857, 6XBL485, BELAFSN, 8TYP575, but I actually can't see the first character. That's a white van that's going into the parking lot area behind the plaza at 8689. Looks like an African-American male. He's wearing a large beanie on his head. 7GAJ214. And like I stated, and as you hear, Metrolink is very much engaged in that sex offense. You are not separate. You're engaging in what is essentially, as you're breaking down, a sex offense by a government that's engaging in what's demonic, achieving what's a criminal system of monitoring. You're talking about what is understanding the significance while that sexual violence is underway. You're providing what is audible activity, and this would be analogous to essentially providing a soundtrack while a sex offense, a violation of your person is underway. That's what Metrolink is doing. 88KL339, 8VGP452, and they are not separate from that P.O.C. that is underway right now, while a molestation continues as they have left from the Fontana train station. Metrolink is engaged in that P.O.C. Metrolink is that serves that ongoing purpose of not only sexual violence but terrorism. As I've documented, the entity sounding Metrolink inside of the library. That's demonic. 61392L1, 95811V1, 1219783, 7JMU561, 78BX916, BXT4752 Washington, all of them touching together, 8XMW757, license 7LNJ602, 8PJV322, 7MNG545, 8RER690, 7XYH266, 8RES318, yeah, 8WJL046, 8EXW568. It's 9:15 a.m. Let's see. Oh, Village at Sierra is monitoring as well. Gardens at Sierra, those apartments on the opposite side of the Metrolink train station, they're monitoring as well. I'm just speaking to where it is that I remain, and those that are simultaneously engaging in group stalking conduct with the state. License, I read that already. 8MXX397, 518041, 7STX245, 8YEG380, 7RXB648, and it's 9:16 a.m. The entity is repeatedly patrolling over what is Gardens at Sierra and La Tapatia at Ceres by airplane. 7CGZ025, SFGTS, 51139L1, 940350Z1, 6ART917, 8GQY872, 3285-2H3, 5JUK478, 6RGP351, 467TR, and 1379011. That's a demon driving bus 1253, directed light across the asphalt along the driver's side while they cross path. License plate 20241H3, 6UOL365, 8FPJ279, excuse me. 98331 and 2, 8VFF997, 5BAB197, 8FHL322, 8LEM963, 9786, 9K2. Don Cortez Tire Shop, they're crossing path in a commercial vehicle with no license plate. Don Cortez Tire Shop is engaged in federal stalking. I don't need their license plate, that's commercial actor. License 7DLE307, 8NWJ285. I don't need their license plate in general. The people of the state are going to be prosecuted. This is the government's criminal act. QO7E700, and I've shown you how it's doing it with the people. License 8YWR081, license 8HFY279, and the people of the state, whatever state that is placing you under surveillance, the people of that state shall be prosecuted as well. It's not an individualized crime where you have to document every person in that state monitoring you. No, it's the government's criminal act. The government is relying on the people. The people shall be subject to that prosecution with that government that's placing you under surveillance. And I have shown you how the people are very well engaged in that pattern. And it's actually that which is demonic activity, which is also relevant. It's relevant for your own informational purposes, your own education, your own life, but also for what is prosecution as terrorism. All right, it's already terrorism while government is placing under surveillance in this manner. It's also terrorism while the government is engaging and employing satanic methods to do so, and doing so on behalf and in concert with an entity, the people who are demon possessed as they demonstrated. 8DLR 089-9650-8C2, I believe. 16778V2. 4UAL 676. 6R, oh, I can't really see that one. 8H3, you can scratch that one, I can't see that one either. It's 9:20 a.m. 6JIE 804. 7DEH 959. 7EMG 649. PINGONE. Penske touching 314-3036 is Penske. 8LEA 262. Penske touching with the San Bernardino County Fire Department. 6XYH 715. That is the fire department touching me while they're driving at the same pace as Penske, who molests my person with directed light. That is the San Bernardino County Fire Department engaging in sexual violence. By the way, the San Bernardino County Fire Department is engaging in sexual violence while I'm documenting a molestation while I'm in the hallway of the 8689 venue. The entity is being documented, but I just want to document that tactic that the entity just engaged in right now. Penske touching with directed light, that's a demon, driving next to, at the same pace, the demons of the San Bernardino County Fire Department while they are molesting, all right? It is currently 9:21 a.m. This is at Orange Way and Sierra Avenue. $7YOU032, I believe. 8ETB683, 8AQG909, 7YQY 641, 8PRG797, 6365. Yeah, I can't see that one. You can try some. 8AYK321. And it's 9:21 a.m. 8LET714, 7FQW380, 8NUS139, 8XDR663, 8ZQP775, 19261T2, 7TVJ528. San Bernardino County Fire crossing path again, turning from Sierra Avenue onto Orange Way and then immediately into what is Nuevo. They're just crossing path again while they listen to me document. They're stalking already. They engage in more stalking while Satan listens to me recite its name. License 6VPX377. License 84426C3. License, and that's what this is. These are demons. This is demonic activity. 7RYP264. License 32361H3, 7HDW154, 7WAG556, 6PIZ Z10, I believe, 4VCV857, SAFEK1 hand, FY958 handicap, PBP4599, that's Texas, 8RJR707, 8LQN995. They're all demons touching together, by the way. That does not cease. 7VNS001, 8SBF270, 6LCZ906, G770 handicap, 7ZCV455, 6ANW351, 8RJN288, 8ZCH714, LBA20F, 8LYM952. All right, so while they cross path with me, meaning at the moment that they are driving by my person, flashing of directed light, okay? It's another method of what it's touching, and there are demons that engage in that, all right? The demons of San Bernardino Fire Department, San Bernardino County Fire are crossing path again. I'll take a picture so you can see. All they're doing is stalking, pacing back and forth. They are stalking nonetheless. Their group stalking. The fake sun remains here right over me. It's 9:24 a.m. But the entity is engaging in what is conduct as I say, for example, a particular method of presence, because that's what the entity is. It's just method of the same government that's stalking in the path. and doing it by everyone that's around you. 8ATU129, and they're doing it in a specific environment, and that's how you know that they are all stalking. And you are also understanding what is demonic while they're stalking. 6ZWF467, and the demons of the San Bernardino County Fire Department are pacing around as I'm identifying that. That's what they're doing. This is what the entity is doing altogether. All the people are doing right now under this fake sun is pacing. 66517V2. All right, but that's a specific actor documented San Bernardino County Fire. 8PJF477, 7NFB198, 8RSL253, and engaging in ongoing molestation while the people are touching. 7BFK719, San Bernardino County Fire is touching as well. 21785M1, 8P33330, 7KRN156, 8HSF383, 5MBT194, I believe, 9202. 7J2, 6N99628, 8NWM276, 5KJE928, 8, I can't see that one, 6XEJ172. It's 9:25 a.m. All right, showing you video at 9:25 at third-party facilitating venue, The Plaza, at 8689 Sierra Avenue, and also the Plaza at Sierra, the apartment complex right across the street, Village at Sierra, which is on the opposite side of the street, and the Fontana Metrolink train station, where the entity is keeping the fake sun as I stand here, showing you what our minions who are crossing path on foot, monitoring with communication devices under that light source. Impossible to be the case, as I remind you about March 13th, where I did not get on any bus and did not go anywhere. I got up at the museum where the entity kept the fake sun, by the way, and again this morning as I get up and the entity's light source is above me at the B&G Plaza, as I get up and I get on the bus during the 7 o'clock hour or so, and this is daylight savings time, it's still the same. 1949-19493E2, 1485031, 7WRZ98, you can forget that, I can't see that one, 7EVIN, 26511D3, DEFENCE, 8AHM693, 6PJM253, 7YMH230, Hertz crossing path, license 43284L3, directed light, they're touching with it, 7ZCN188. And this is the understanding of what is demonic. First of all, this stalking with a fake sun is entirely demonic. It's the supernatural. That's how you have a light source over you, whatever state that you're in. And I'm showing you what is the entity that's keeping a fake sun over me all day long. That's how you have that occurring at the same time. That's the demonic, okay? This is how you're witnessing Satan that is in control of the environment as we know it. 1234519, bus 1215, molesting my person while these demons are crossing path, touching me, including Hertz. All right, Omnitrans is a part of that sex offense. And you have what is also the demonic while they, as I spoke to, Hertz is crossing path, engaging in the identical conduct. It's not different because it's a company. All right, you're talking about what's going to be the prosecution as this criminal conduct, which is demonic, is facilitating what is monitoring. You're talking about what is witnessing demonic conduct by people as they are demonstrating that conditions. 6PIZ210. And that's how you have what is, first of all, the separation from the placement of the fake sun over me, which is no form because these demons engage in this monitoring and touching with direct light even at nightfall. It has nothing to do with driving under the fake sun. And also it's not even any sunlight doesn't do that. They're demons. 6WLH524. All right, it's plain, and it's nothing other than plain demonic activity. 7DUE221, 6NQN408, 904GV handicap, 97551H3 Amazon Prime, 7NQM444, 6ZDG167, 8VYS750, 8EBH989, 6TSD890. All right, and the people are engaging in that, what is to be prosecuted as sexual violence. You're touching like any other stalker would not have the permission or consent to do. While you're also monitoring, it's very creepy what the demon-possessed engage in. And as a matter of justice, while you're engaging in conduct on behalf of the government all together, which is why you have this environment, 8MQN195, 6356, 6356, I can't see the rest of that one, which is why you have this environment. This is why you have this ongoing phenomenon of what is directed light while you are demonstrating that you are in fact a demon and you're a stalker. You're targeting that conduct, that demonic activity around me, all right? In the same way that a fake sun is remaining over me, this entire environment is demonstrating it, or is evidence of it. You are speaking to what is, as a matter of justice, the prosecution of the people of the state. You are bringing that lawsuit against the government. It is a lawsuit that is waged against the people of the state. All right, and it is to what is essentially report what is public corruption and reveal what is a criminal system in that state. and it is that which is relevant to what is necessary legislation, further legislation, because Title 18, Section 22618 does not go far enough. 98674C1, 6WSR 864, 8UJJ 026, 6LIE 962, 6TXF 411, 7BCN 545, 37365T2, 32286Z1, 27524G2, 8JJZ, I can't remember that one, 8JKX 618, 788TT handicap, Fontana Police crossing path on a motorcycle, 6LKT295, can't see their license plate, but they're crossing path, 8BXX202, and it's 9:33 a.m. This minion, the Lutz Family Trucking, LLC, Levine, Arizona, loitering at a red light, directed light, on the ground into the vehicle while they are maintaining presence, monitoring with Amazon Prime, molesting me, monitoring with the people of the state who are patrolling in their vehicles, molesting me, and doing so while directed light sits in front of this car, this truck, while they're literally present. This is demonic activity, what this minion is engaging in. All right, stalking in the path, and it is doing so at what is a red light, which is formed for group stalking. You're not sitting at a red light, you're stalking in the path, and the entity uses traffic lights, by the way, to engage in the very pattern of conduct. It is currently 9:34 a.m., and that is, again, Lutz Family Trucking. You can see the directed light on the ground, and this is license plate 69571A. That's the Arizona license plate on the Lutz Family vehicle. I captured a series of images of him, and you see the directed light on the ground. And again, that's not even the sun. That's not sunlight. That's a demon manifesting light while he's stalking at a red light. All right, it is group stalking conduct. It's 9:34 a.m. 8UMP 910, 7NME 234, 63673T2, 8D10003, 5AKV 500, 7ZBZ 892, 214LB handicap, 68018J1, 7PPB, I can't really see the rest of one, 7BPH 743, DT235 handicap, 8XKY 683, 7PVR 309, 22899H2, 7DVF 660, 7WAA 487, 8ATR 387, 8EWN 442, 7PPB 287, I believe, and all of them touching with light. It is currently 9:35 a.m. And you'll recall, again, as I remain stationary, this is where the fake sun remains. And this is that which is impossible as you're paying attention. Common sense, I've gone from remaining in Ontario, not getting on any bus. Fake sun remains over me. I go from Ontario on a bus in an opposite direction to Pomona. Fake sun remains over me. 9:35 a.m. I'm inside of Starbucks right now. 6EOU 615. Even here, I get off the bus and I am at what is the Fontana Civic Center. The fake sun is not over the plaza at Sierra Apartments. It's not over the plaza, this criminal establishment at 8689. It's over my head while Fontana Police Department are group stalking over there, stalking in the path. This is speaking to what is stalking with a light source. At 9:35, I have gone from Ontario to Upland. Fake sun remains over me there. 88TU 129. I'll show you where the fake sun is right now. All right, license plate 8ZKR746, capturing another video referencing 9:35 as a timestamp, 8ALG942. And what you see is that ongoing occurrence of remaining wherever it is I remain. That's why at this same block, as I got here yesterday at a much earlier time, and I walked up to what is the Stater Brothers and the entities keeping the fake sun over me at that portion of the street. It's not remaining over any Sierra Avenue and Orange Way. It's remaining over Sierra Avenue, but I'm walking north of Sierra Avenue. In addition to that, you have what is the entity that is also engaging in the same conduct while I remain inside of the venue on Sierra Avenue, the Fontana Lewis Library. That's how I'm able to capture at the same venue after 6 p.m. Understand how impossible that is the case. But that's documented conduct of an ongoing specific environment, a demonic one, that's serving a criminal purpose. Okay? These are demons in the state of California engaged in criminal conduct. 8ZAS 960. And you don't have any exemption from that pattern of conduct. This is the reality of what the government is doing, and it's demonic. 73753T2. And by the way, there is no exception from some legally irrelevant claim to being a Christian and you're not demon possessed. This is not premised on some demon possession. This is premised upon what is a pattern of conduct that exists in the state of California, and it's criminal. The methods employed are entirely demonic. You do not have a legal argument by trying to say, oh, I'm not demon possessed. That is not what the case rests on. Okay, so I want to be clear. 5G XL 523. The case rests on what is state surveillance. The entity is employing demonic tactics in doing so. All right, the people of the state have demonstrated that demon possession. ES 172 handicap. There is no exception, as it would be also impossible, and it is also understanding a matter of substantial deprivation of justice to slice and dice what is a government that's using the people of the state indiscriminately, but then limit the prosecution of the people of the state to those that you have documented. You can't document every single last person. All right, it's the government that's engaging in the P.O.C. and the people of the state, 1379011 bus 1253, are engaging in what is satanic conduct. All right, you can claim that you're a Christian all you want. It really doesn't matter. It's legally irrelevant. This is not based on your religion. This is not based on your condition. It's based on what's criminal surveillance by a government. You're engaged in facilitation of a government system wherever you are. And it's not going to be limited to what is the San Bernardino County being prosecuted. No, it's going to be under federal law. It's prosecution of the state of California and the people of that state. 7 UDS 634. 7A81466. 7ACH 734, 8SVC 502, 6PJC 613, BF 19P54, paper, 7VKW 886. The entity engaging in what is focusing on some demonic aspect as to, well, I'm not a demon and I don't know, I never met, the target individual does not have to know you, does not have to have met you. 8NEG210. This documentation is showing what the government is doing. Everywhere that you're going, you're subject to it. The people of the state are doing it on vicariously on behalf of the state. First of all, that's the case. And that pattern of conduct is established. That ongoing environment is present. And by the way, you can claim whatever you want about your condition. It is established by what is the environment, okay? That's why that which is a scientific impossibility is present, while you can claim whatever you want, which is legally irrelevant. It's not based on what you want to claim about your condition. You could have been baptized last Sunday. It does not matter, and it's not legally relevant. It provides you no excuse from prosecution as the people of the state on behalf of a government that's engaged in criminal surveillance in violation of existing federal law, period. All right, this is how the government is doing it. 7 LIK 695, and the people of the state shall be prosecuted. In the same way, any criminal violating the people of the state are represented by what is a DA. But guess what? In this situation, as unprecedented as it is, the DA included, the state itself, the people of the state is the criminal. All right, the people of the state is the criminal in this equation. 6YBR294, doing it vicariously in concert on behalf of the government itself. All right, so you're flipping the position. The people of the state, no, it's the target individual, the people of the state. The people of the state is not the represented party. The people of the state is the defendant. License plate 8VSA 782. License 7JUV 870 8998 2F2 21862L2. 85921J1, 8ZAU 040, 8RIA 149, 6ZNH 630, I believe, 7WPB 023, 8CTV 038, 7YFG 756, 6UPT 516, 8XXX 071, and it's 9:43 a.m. So you have what is understanding what this is not about. This is not premised upon some religious stance that you have. This is not about religious. This is criminal conduct, period. What's relevant about the criminal conduct is that it's entirely demonic. 78EK797. While you are criminally placed under surveillance by the government's employing what are tactics that are designed to terrorize you. And you need to know it's relevant that it is, and it's legally relevant that it is rooted in what is satanic. All right, that is speaking to what is that which is exceeding what federal law currently does not permit, which is engaging in interstate stalking with the intent and in a method and in a way that is intending to intimidate, to harass, or to injure. The government is doing it, first of all. That's inherently terrorizing. All right, doing it through the people of the state. Everybody around you is doing it on behalf of the state while you're in that specific environment. All right, and that environment is revealed through what is an impossible one to exist. 1S1 2ZO, Tennessee, 6SID 572, 8UMF 821, 09926K3. That's where you're looking at what is the identification of a stalker and a demon-possessed one. A demon-possessed stalker, you are in the environment, you are engaged in facilitation, you are engaging in that pattern of conduct, which is speaking to what the government is doing. So first of all, you're engaged in the P.O.C. You can deny being a demon all you want. It's legally irrelevant. That's not what this is based on. The pattern of conduct is underway, and it's a pattern of conduct of the government. Second of all, this is revealing what the government system is and how it is underway, and it's not limited to where you're physically located. 8YTK954. 7PWZ889. You are documenting what you are subject to, what you're witnessing, which is necessary to establish the prima facie case. But let me be clear, 6KGK468. You are talking about what's going to be the prosecution of the people of the state of California here. If you're in Nebraska and you are documenting, you do not have to go travel throughout the whole state and, in other words, be subject to an ongoing threat to your life while the government is monitoring you in order to document and bring a case against the state for surveillance under what is policy that I advocate and reporting, for example, what is public corruption. The government's in violation of Title 18 and doing so. You don't have to do that. For example, the entity could have you kidnapped, as I have been kidnapped inside of a state facilitating venue, engaging in obstruction of justice. You're kidnapped. Of course, you're obviously not traveling around. That is documentation while you're on any surveillance camera subject to that kidnapping, while you are documenting, for example, the deputies or the police officers that kidnap you while you're subject to the P.O.C. that is underway. You do not have to get on a plane and travel around, and in other words, engage in what is an ongoing threat to your very existence in order to document and bring a case. That's not what this is. I am showing what is no exception to the pattern of conduct. The people of the state are the people of the state everywhere that you go. The people of the state is a term of art for the prosecution, and this is how the government is doing. And on top of that, they're demons. This is speaking to what is policy that I advocate, terrorism, 8VKA192. The government wants to terrorize you while it's placing you under surveillance. All right, license 8SVH891. All right, so like I said, you are talking about what is understanding the pattern of conduct, the entity that is engaging in, and that's an example. No, you don't have to travel to San Francisco. You could be kidnapped inside of a mental ward, all right, while the entity is placing you under surveillance, all right, 8XAW486, and you're able to prosecute with that. You don't have to get on an airplane and travel all around. And why am I bringing that up? Because you're talking about what is documentation in order to establish stalking. Stalking by a state. This is what this is. This is not stalking by by one person, traditional stalking. This is stalking by the state. So you are going to document the pattern of conduct, the environment that you're in. You can document that while you're inside of a venue. Directed light, the entity engaging in amplified audible activity, the entity engaging in the demonic conduct of stalking with activity. In addition, if you were documenting before you were kidnapped and you were capturing, for example, the fake sun that remains over you in Nebraska, you were documenting what was stalking by law enforcement in that specific environment, documenting by demons that are the people of the state. And then you're kidnapped. You don't have to travel all around Nebraska to bring no, that's not what this is. I'm showing you there's no exception. The people of the state are subject to what is a prosecution, the prosecution of the people of the state, in the same way that you would prosecute ordinarily a defendant on behalf of the people of the state. The people of the state are the criminal. The people of the state are the demon-possessed criminal on behalf of the state. 62204K1. And that's what we're doing here. PIDDIYA. While they are stalking with directed light, understand that is, first of all, impossible to ever happen. The fact that it is occurring 1 million after another million after another million, and I've captured it in thousands of videos. There is no exception to that pattern of conduct. This is how the government is doing it, and it is a demonic system. All right? You claiming that you're baptized and you're not a demon is legally irrelevant. That's not what this rests upon. 83990Z1. Okay, it doesn't rest on that. Okay, and second of all, your demon possession, you can lie all you want. You're a minion and you know them by their deeds. And it is a deed to be present in this demonic environment. Satan will lie. You can lie all you want. But let me just give you as an aside, that minion is lying. They're a demon and they're in that environment. 7WGM333 6493283, including Fontana Police, vehicle 22. License plate 8DNY572, 8WVE696, 8UYE798. And it's 9:49 a.m. 35724H3 SWEENIE. So you are understanding what is the legal case against the state. You're understanding what are the 8BSB007, and let me get this real quick, 7DNC612, 5TRN531, 7EOJ907, San Bernardino County Fire, Demon 1522050, which you already knew that, but like I said, reminding what I'm speaking to, no exception from it. The entity engaging in what, you're understanding what is a legal case, and the entity is engaging in what is conduct demonstrating their own demon possession. So this is both speaking to what is a legal response to what is demonic conduct, which is criminal. Monitoring. And it's an entirely satanic system. and you claiming that you're some Christian or some follower of Buddha, that it's impossible that a demon would be in you, you are not responding to the legal case. That is legally irrelevant. Nobody wants to care about what you're claiming about. And you're a minion. You're lying. 70 SB 507, 8 KCC 480, which I wouldn't state that in a court of law, but you already know I'm speaking to. This is the minions that do not have a legal defense. 8 HPH 982. 7RKN013. And that's the significance of capturing the demonic environment. That's the significance of capturing the demonic conduct. 7PLR176. 6X40951. That's the significance of capturing it by those who are also in commercial vehicles, while they are stalking by commercial airline planes, while they are doing so by helicopter and law enforcement. There's no exception. None. And it does not matter where you live, okay? You don't have to travel throughout the whole and every corner of the state to prosecute the state. 17748G3. That's not what's going on, and that's entirely unjust. 8SMG339. That's not what the ordinary target individual is going to have to do at all. You're talking about what is establishing the prima facie case, which you are doing so while you're being surrounded by an environment. That's how you know you're subject to surveillance. It's a demonic environment, demonic activity with direct light. All right, 8EF8350. Fontana Police crossing path again on a motorcycle, monitoring with 1404974. That is Route 82. Like I said, I don't need the license plates of all of these demons of the Fontana Police Department who are crossing path. They're demons engaging in state surveillance. That's why the fake sun's remaining over me on this block. That's why it's remaining on this block until the end of the day. That entire agency that is adjacent to the Fontana Lewis Library, 6KUR995, is full of demons, and it's identified as the Fontana Police Department. They're violent sex offenders. They are engaging in what is criminal conduct right now while they're in relevant position where I stand. 35096J1 7Y51987. The Fontana Police Department is a facilitating venue, a state facilitating venue, where these demons on motorcycles and vehicles are, first of all, listening to everything that I'm saying as I'm prosecuting them, V137EO, and are stalking the path, pacing in engineered light with the rest of these demons. It is indiscriminate. 8UZR632, the ability to identify demons and the criminal conduct that they are engaging in of that condition, 954OT. And that's handicap. And so, like I said, you've got them pacing back and forth in relevant position. That's exactly what they're cockroaches. They're actually pacing around an engineered light. They are this is Satan, and it's the Fontana Police Department that is engaging in that conduct. 1404974, bus 1330, and I don't need their license plate while they're pacing back and forth on a motorcycle. Their entire facilitating venue is in relevant position. Their entire facilitating venue is that where the entity's keeping a fake sun over me. And not only that, where you have one, like I said, this is the demonic, and this is what you need to understand. Where you have one engaging in what is the symptoms of demon possession, it's not just that person. It's not just that one person. It is speaking to every single last one of them. All right. The demons are plenty. There is no exception. You want to know the exception? I am the exception. I'm subject to the criminal conduct by these demons who surround. And I'm showing you, actually, there's no exception with regard to what is the demon-possessed population. They are working for companies. They are living wherever it is that they live. They are on the police force with the fire department, obviously driving American medical response vehicles. It does not matter with regard to the demon-possessed population as I've revealed it. 8UEJ377, they are all engaging in the same exact conduct in the same exact environment. 8EBP870, while that environment remains around me, while they remain around me, contributing and creating that environment. They're demons all together. And one engaging in that conduct, which is entirely abnormal and impossible to naturally occur. You're witnessing a demon. It is identification of all of the rest of them, and it is that simple with regard to what is demonic activity. But like I said, 8NQY434, I've captured thousands of videos of what is the conduct with directed light. It's facilitation. They're monitoring with communication devices. It's prosecuted as what is terrorism. All right. And so this is the legwork of what is a government that's engaged in surveillance. And this is how it does it. And this is who it's doing it with and through. All right. And you're talking about what is prosecution for that pattern of conduct. The demons that were engaging in molestation in LA. It doesn't matter if you live in Madeira and I've never been there. You're going to be prosecuted for that criminal conduct. This is what the government is doing through the people. And if I were to go to Madeira, that's exactly what I would be subject to. And it is unreasonable upon having engaged in and providing long-term documentation to suggest anything other than that. It's unreasonable. All right, the pattern of conduct is long established. And this is speaking to what is understanding the uniform policy and any other pattern of conduct that you're documenting. I just undertook the feat of documenting the pattern of conduct by a government, okay? 8TBP 891 and a people. That's what I did. It doesn't change. When you're documenting a pattern of conduct by any other stalker, you're talking about what is establishing a very much pattern of conduct. And it's unreasonable to suggest, based on that established pattern, that it's going to change if there was some red herring that existed amongst the circumstances. It's unreasonable. This is the government's P.O.C. This is what the government's P.O.C. has been for a term of years, as I've been specifically documenting it. And this is what the P.O.C. would be if I were to go to San Francisco, or if I were to go to San Diego or Madera, wherever, Madera County. This is the P.O.C. and the people of the state are subject to that prosecution. This is tying up what is a prosecution of the government and the people of the state whom the government is acting through, period. All right, it's currently 9:55 a.m. 7KXK910. That's Metrolink crossing path at 9:55 a.m. that you hear in the background. That's light activity, it's facilitation. And Metrolink's going westbound in doing so. 7JHB571, 17412Y2. I'm seeing N293HO, 88560H3, Fontana Police, 1559482. I don't see any vehicle number on that. CKB7872, Arizona, 6BXX173, 8UHN447. License plate, 6LPW086. And it's 9:56 a.m. (4DQB311), 8NJV108, 8HQS609, 6HLA434, 8ZKR502, 7JXU569, 8RNT053, 5GUX059, 8FPT359, 7PEH412, T839YO, 67168J3. One 535-428, that's Omnitrans. Monitoring with Fontana Police, as I recited that license plate, their group stalking at the red light. They're engaged in ongoing molestation and terrorism with direct light. Okay, so like I said, this is the entity that's acting as one. City of Fontana crossing path, demons as well. 1589210, documenting them engaging in what is bathroom monitoring yesterday. 1545817, that's Omnitrans. Bus number 2347. 6LFR415, 7GTF236, 8CPJ204, 82881S2, 6NYH947, 4558, 4558B, I believe, handicap, 8LGR958, and 8BRK061. Also, again, while I'm going through analysis, the United States Postal Service pacing. By pacing, you're talking about what is one demon crossing path in a vehicle and then another demon crossing path. This is analogous to an individual, 8DXA238, and that's how you're prosecuting the government that's acting through the United States Postal Service. Group stalking by the United States Postal Service, 8DXW296, and USPS pacing at this intersection in the same way that Fontana Police are pacing. 8CYS039. Molesting. It's currently 9:58 a.m. The state kept its fake sun right here over me as I did not move. And again, we're paying attention as I walk up and down any direction. But again, while I'm in Fontana, just like yesterday and the day before that and on Sunday, and I'm showing you the fake sun, that first of all, it's impossible that the actual sun is remaining on Sierra Avenue after 6 p.m. Sierra, again, running north and south. There is no explanation, in other words, that the light source is here, and not only just here over Sierra, it's over me. But second of all, this is north and south. It has gone in no direction west, while it remains in alignment with me, while it's a deeper color orange, and it's still moving in the direction that I move, aiming line in the same exact locations. LVF3001, a Texas license plate that Minion's monitoring. 8XXX071 is pacing, repeatedly crossing path. License 8VYB125. Alrighty, monitoring 8AJH602, 8UDS272, 7WHF470, 8176382. Let's see, let's play on that. Documenting, these are third parties who are monitoring as Metrolink is facilitating the pattern of conduct using the train. That's what Metrolink is engaging in. And it's also demonic while Metrolink is utilizing what is the operation of a train to engage in what are the demonic elements of monitoring. And these are third parties that are monitoring while that, group stalking and on Sierra Avenue, where the entity, as I just captured on video, is keeping the fake sun stationary. 8WCY834 didn't move at all. All right, and what's the pattern? As soon as I start moving, then the light source moves. It's not over the Lewis Library. It's not over the Stater Brothers parking lot. And the Stater Brothers, I mean, not only the one in Ontario, but I'm specifically referencing the one at 8228 Sierra Avenue, where I'm documenting my presence at this time. Just showing you what is stalking, plain stalking, 8VFP115. And it's currently, by the way, 10:04 a.m. And the fake sun moves as I move after I remain there at that intersection stationary for a prolonged period, documenting license plates. This is P.O.C. That's Metrolink, which you cannot hear inside of the library. All right, this is audible activity that Metrolink is creating now. It's actually demonic. It's amplified audible activity, while these demons who are stalking in the street are monitoring with communication devices. That's amplified audible activity, which you still cannot hear inside of the library, the Fontana Library. 8ASD361, 8RTJ703. And it's entirely demonic. Amplified audible activity is demonic. You're listening to what is a company being documented engaging in what is terrorism, okay? And facilitation of federal stalking by a government. 10:05 a.m., P.O.C. And Metrolink, yeah, that was Metrolink on the train tracks. PADDIYA, pacing, going back, crossing path again. License 6Y88250, 8SOG109, 97336P1, 8166, I can't really see that one, 5RMR314, 8WUE902, 8XCG297, 8PRZ392, 6YGT500, 6YNU314, 6ZRA770, 7H79193, 6SNW438, group stalking at Valencia and Sierra as I'm walking, crossing path. 23024U1, light activity. This is facilitation at Georgia's Budget Tire and Auto Repair at 8595 Sierra Avenue. Let me show you the fake sun over me. That is Rotolo Chevrolet. Again, that's Rotolo Chevrolet, license 23024U1, engaging in facilitation, demon stalking in the path, creating what is light activity, while the fake sun is over me, moving the second that I move, okay? Remaining at that intersection, also not at the same time over me in Chino and Pomona as I'm documenting that, but also engaging the pattern of abruptly moving, remaining over me as I move. I happen to be in front of what is Georgia's Budget Tire and Auto Repair, where a bunch of demons are identified in that environment, engaging in demonic conduct, stalking in the path, and doing so, which is facilitation by Rotolo Chevrolet at that venue. Alrighty, it is currently, let's see. Just want you to see that African-American male. He's monitoring, stalking in the path next to the Chevrolet, directed light moving all across Georgia's Budget Tire, where those demons are talking about Jesus and they're engaged in satanic activity. License 7RVC038, 8WSH412, 5ZVL612, 8YAN778, and that amplified audible activity is also demonic. 47473K1, 8TKT482, 46603E1, 4UQN304, 7ZGS883, 8KOP 546, 7BQK069, 6CKJ465, 8NEG210, 8YAN778, 7KJV995, 8NEG210, 7JY, oh, I read that one, 5ZVL612, 7, I think I read that one, 47473K1, 8WSH412, Coca-Cola crossing path again. They're driving on Arrow Boulevard. And 590462. Might have read that one. 5UTT642. 8YIN210. AWAC 831. I think I might have read that one. 9AKT559. 7LZS 090. GNA 488. That's Arizona. 8ALP 930. 8ACK 510, I believe. 8SOV 051. 8FDF 242. License 01546C1. 7W48045. 8NRX538. Alrighty, Coca-Cola crossing path. I'm documenting that company that's engaged in the state surveillance system. And you can see where I'm at, and the fake sun is right here over me while I'm standing at the intersection of Arrow Boulevard and Sierra Avenue at 10:10 a.m. 6PIT068, 8VKJ150, 6R18629, 8MQF 596, 7AIN144, 5BJU330, 8HVV862. 6GEW178, 7GBH580, 84199E3, 51838T1, 65606U2, 8TOB567, 97372. That's all that I see there. 4EXZ712, I believe. ATGV, I can't really see that one. 4223 9R1, driving into the crosswalk while he's stalking. Satan is so pathetic. License 8CBF063. There is no circumstances where the entity is engaging in the pattern of conduct where they are suggesting in any plausible manner ignorance as to what you're not ignorant in that specific environment. All right, and this is that's the conduct of the entity though, engaging. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to talk here. Can you not record while you're stalking and monitoring? All right, this is the demonic, and this is the conduct that psychopaths engage in. It's an unspoken system that I have unearthed for you, and it is entirely malicious, and the demonic are engaging in what is conduct of a psychopath, and it is in no way addressing what is the environment that you're in, the conduct that you are engaged in. The people of the state, the same psychopaths engaging in what is conduct of directed light, while then you have what are other psychopaths that engage in conduct as though they want to try to demonstrate that they're ignorant of your presence while they're stalking. The same exact P.O.C. is underway. All right, while you are some sort of exception to the P.O.C. while you are stalking, the same exact environment is present, the same exact documented conduct. You're talking about what is a delusional psychopath. Okay, 7HIR989, 8CBF D63, SUSBOIT, 8UAZ800, 8. I can't read that one. 37290F1. This is 8KYU810. Eight YIX719, 8 LLU498, 5 WDS075, 7 WBZ404, 311708H1, 5 ZOA896, 7 LSV322. DT243 handicap. Is this Clean Street? Or is this some other company? This is Timeco, license 1546561. This is San Bernardino County. Well, it says San Bernardino County on the door, and it says Timeco on the back. Those are two different actors. Again, that is San Bernardino County, and Timeco, TYMCO, is the street sweeper company. It says San Bernardino County on the door though, but like I said, I just want to document that. California 52041 and the number 71202. You see the fake sun right over the vehicle? That is the fake sun that's right over me, while Timeco is group stalking. 7JSF990. License DT243 handicap. License 6XHT142. 5VFS821. 6KUP291. And I captured those images at what is 10:14 a.m. That's the time right now. 9APF 526. 5UEH 541. I read that one. 5EML 855. All right, directed light moving across the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. These are all demons. 8UMU169 CRO heart RO. And this is what I mean. There is no legal argument with regard to your presence in that environment, that impossible conduct, and demons literally just engaging in, well, just counting and hoping. I don't know her, she don't know me, so I don't know nothing about no demons, and I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just driving down the street. I don't have anything to do with, none of that's going to work. This is how the government is monitoring, and it's entirely demonic, all right? 67699LI, and that documented conduct, you're not just relying on what is hearsay, you're not relying on what is just the unsubstantiated allegations of what is unfathomable, okay? Engaging in what is terrorism, that's what the demons possessed do, and then relying on what is anonymity is, oh my God, I don't know what you're talking about, 6LAN920, or what are you doing? Why are you taking my picture? I'm documenting you, demon. You psychopath. While you're stalking, BU93F03 paper, 8ZYR634, Mariposa group stalking under the fake sun like they were group stalking last night in directed light, that still remained. Mariposa license plate, 67643W2. They were hovering, stalking last night as I demonstrated, and that's exactly what they're doing now. Okay, it is the same exact P.O.C. License 7ZLC213, I believe, 8GCN549. AC74L75, that's criminal summoning. And seconds earlier, the entity was sounding sirens on the opposite side of me. You can actually place the sound. The entity surrounds with light and audible activity. That's San Bernardino County Fire. That's all they're doing is stalking. Pacing in their small little white little vehicles up and down the street, and now they're just using their fire truck and sounding sirens under a fake sun that is remaining over my head. That's called criminal summoning. It is 5TRN531, 7FFW134, 7UCY045, 8UJB460, 8UJB460, 8WEN734. Alrighty, giving you video documentation of what you heard, criminal summoning by the fire department, specifically John Roberts, the Fontana District, engaging in what is criminal facilitation. It's called criminal summoning. While you're also monitoring documentation, those are demons at that agency, and they're also under the fake sun, which I document on video, remaining over me as I was, first of all, I was coming from an opposite direction as I documented at 10:15 a.m. Days prior to today, but also what is my presence as I'm already at this venue. You're seeing what is the absence of the light source. This has nothing to do with what would be a consistent presence of a light source. It's based on where I am, even the direction that I come from, which is what I'm highlighting inside of that video, in the video that I captured. And also in addition to that, you have what is the fake sun. You're stepping out and remembering big picture. Not only with regard to what is some ongoing mutual zenith, which is not occurring when I'm in Chino, California. It's not remaining central over my head, while the actual sun is not. Stalking with the fake sun, which is demonic, that's what I'm documenting. And you have what is the entity doing so in Upland, California at the same time where I remain, in Chino, California, where I remain, in Pomona, California, as I remain in Ontario, California, okay? The entity is keeping a fake sun. And by Ontario, I mean the Ontario Town Square, as I walk to the Stater Brothers and back to the Ontario Town Square, as I am remaining at Mercy House, as I documented on the 14th, 2022, as I am remaining in the vehicle outside of 630 North Fern, as I documented on January 1st, 2022. Daylight savings time has nothing to do with that. You're looking at what is the mutual zenith analysis, maintaining the central presence over my head, over wherever it is that I'm located, and doing so for however long that I am there. That's speaking to what is stalking, and this is the ongoing coexistence of what is the analysis, again, because it's not the actual sun is not engaging in that conduct. I wouldn't be able to capture that, and it's just plain, it's very obvious. And this is the environment that is current while you're listening to the entity sounding sirens, while you're listening to the entity that is stalking with audible activity. That's terrorism, while the entity is surrounding you with an environment, monitoring you. And they're also monitoring documentation. That's what's relevant. While you're listening to that audible activity, and that fake sun is over me, and it is not remaining over what is anywhere in Chino, California, or anywhere in what is Pomona, California, or in Ontario. It's directly over my head in the parking lot of Fontana Lewis Library, where, by the way, yesterday it was on the opposite side on Sierra at 9:48 a.m., and it's right here over the roof at the entrance, the same position it was at 3:04 p.m., which was 5 hours later from 9:48 in the morning. Okay, that's just reminding you of everything that's documented, not just the fact that it's here moving in the opposite direction over me as I arrive at the library. Okay, that's P.O.C. It's 10:25 a.m. All right, capturing at 10:59 a.m. the demonic activity underway inside of Fontana Lewis Library, acting in concert with the minions who are in relevant position to the building. This is demonic activity that's underway by the third party that is operating a dumpster truck right outside underneath the computer lab, which is amplified audible activity. Okay, the entity is engaging in what is using a dumpster truck as the guise of what is demonic, stalking with activity creation, and it's occurring under the sound of what is crashing dumpsters. And these are demons that are doing so. And what else do you see in this video? First of all, the fake sun is over what is this computer lab window while I'm inside. The entity is keeping the fake sun that's hovering over the roof while I'm at the entrance, hovering over Sierra Avenue while I'm at the back portion of the library, and over me, over whatever side of the venue that I'm remaining at. And also what you're looking at is what is directed light that is on the ceiling, that is into the depths of the library. You're looking at what is concentrated directed light on the floor beside me. And you're looking at what are the demons that surround on the inside. They're all monitoring together. And this is the demonic activity that I was speaking to yesterday as I'm documenting the pattern of conduct, and demons are engaging in this targeting activity in the flesh and blood, engaging in what is supposed to appear as what is normal conduct, emptying the trash. But in reality, they're demons that are targeting you, and the entity is creating impact inside of the computer lab. That's impossible. The entity is amplifying, meaning it sounds as though it's on a microphone. The entity is also engaging in that's amplification. It's demonic, and the entity is also engaging in what is first of all, the placement of that fake sun that's directly over the window while I am in the computer lab that is facing Arrow Boulevard. Okay, there's the light that it's occurring. I just want to reiterate that. But you're talking about what is the demonic activity by the people. They are engaging in what is using this dumpster truck. This is the demons that are engaging in targeting and facilitation. All right. And they are doing so while using a dumpster truck. And this is a demon that knows what I'm doing inside of the room, inside of the computer lab. I'm surrounded by these demons who are all monitoring together. This is terrorism as I captured this on video. And you're understanding what the demon possessed are doing on an ongoing basis. This cartoon environment that they are in while they engage in what is targeting you. Okay. That's why you have light that is over their heads on the ceiling in the depths. This is why you have impossible light that is appearing on the floor underneath the window in the computer lab with a fake sun supposedly over the entrance. It's not going to be seen through the window of the computer lab. But I've documented that before, by the way. It's not new. But you're looking at what is the ongoing P.O.C, and that is the identification of the demon possessed. The people of the state are engaging in what is state surveillance at nothing other than an ongoing venue. And the demons that are sitting inside of here, they are engaged in the ongoing conduct as you are looking at the demons outside in a dumpster truck, using their activity to engage in ongoing stalking with noise. And it's terrorism and harassment by an entity that's also engaged in sexual violence. They know what you're doing while I'm also inside of the bathroom, engaging in what is the impossible creation of audible activity surrounding me in a bathroom while I'm not even in operation of a communication device, by the way. This is an entity that's engaging in nothing other than what you're going to prosecute for: the predatory mindset, right? The intent to sexually offend, all right, and harass and violate while you are also monitoring documentation. That's where you're going to prosecute for that mens rea, the mindset that is behind the criminal activity, and also the actual conduct itself, and also the identity. This is on behalf of the government. All right. This is that ongoing environment, which is absolutely an impossibility. This is the demonic. And that was using nothing other than demons that are operating a dumpster truck. And that, let me be clear, those third parties outside of the window are monitoring with the third parties who are inside of the computer lab, engaged in ongoing surveillance. All right. So you can sit in relevant position. You can ask whatever question you want about the printer and the computer lab. And I don't know how to work my phone, while there are demons that are focused on you and targeting you, sitting around making any kind of noise in engineered light in relevant position on behalf of the state, having no legal argument whatsoever. That's how a state system operates. And that is speaking to what is a uniform prosecution of the people of the state. And it's also speaking to what is terrorism. Psychopaths engage in this conduct. Okay? Psychopaths.
You have what is the pattern of conduct that I'm showing in this video. That is what I was describing yesterday. That is the conduct of an entity that's incessantly engaging in loud crashing and booming and banging. It's supposed to be attributed to what is a dumpster truck right now. It's attributed to what is pushing in and out your chair. That's a demon that's targeting you. Putting books on a bookcase, loud booming and banging, even as I wear headphones and I'm drowning out as I listen to loud rain on headphones. And I'm just giving you an example. Demons that are intending to harass and are engaging in what is exceptionally loud noises, creating not only sensational activity, but loud noise inside of the venue while they're monitoring the documentation. Okay. But this is what they're doing on an ongoing basis. Demons are not quiet. Demons are not stalking with activity in a quiet manner. All right. And this is also, I'm not even addressing again, the stalking with directed light, the molestation with directed light. You saw it in the video. It's on the floor. It's on the ceiling. I'm laughing because I'm going to prosecute and it's pathetic, but it's not funny. The ordinary target individual is subject to what is terrorism by absolute psychopaths. And you're looking at what is that light on the ceiling above them while they act oblivious to it. What the fake sun that's over, and this is a matter of documentation, that's over now the computer lab window. While I'm looking at it, where I'm standing, what's the pattern? When I go to Sierra Avenue, the fake sun, while I'm inside the library, where is the light source? Right over my head. Right over my head. And where is it at 5 hours later from 9:48 yesterday? Right over my head at the front entrance. Where right now at 10:59 a.m., it's right over the computer lab. Where does that fit into remaining over the roof all day long? I'm not able to see that from the window of the computer lab that's facing Arrow Boulevard. That is stalking with a light source. That is speaking to the condition of every single last one of these minions while directed light is on the ceiling inside of the room. That's not sunlight either. And you have what is the unnatural acoustics. And this is what is revealing what is that which is demonic activity. And demons engage in all manner of what is harassment while their conduct is serving to target you. Demons engaging in what is ordinarily ordinarily innocuous. You're pushing in your chair should not sound like you're beating something with a hammer, but that's what it is. That's what it sounds like. And they're engaging in what is monitoring conduct and also harassment altogether. And you have what are psychopaths that are doing this all day long. I sit in the library and this is all they're doing all day long. That's the government that's stalking all day long. Okay. Stalking physically, stalking with audible activity, and stalking with light. All right, it's currently 11:07 a.m. and I just wanted to include on my podcast, that's what I documented right now. And this is inside of State Facilitating Venue, Fontana Lewis Library. This is capturing what is demonic activity. This is capturing what is the pattern of conduct by government. And you do not have to travel up and down the state line in order to establish your prima facie case against the government that's placed you under surveillance. The people of the state are the vicarious actor. This is why you have the light that you see inside of a room, absolutely impossible light, inexplicable light, irreconcilable light, and you have no reliance upon what is some relationship that you may or may not have with a third party who's in that environment, who is monitoring on behalf of that state. Whatever they claim with it is absolutely irrelevant. You're present on behalf of the state in that specific environment, and that's how you are identified as the stalker that you are and as the minion that you are, not based on your claiming that you just got baptized last Sunday at First Church, United, Episcopal, Methodist, whatever you want to call it. All right, and let me be clear, you know them by their deeds. They're in this demonic environment because they're monitoring, and they are indeed demons. But that's just as an aside. With regard to the legal case against the people of the state, that's P.O.C. All manner of hallmark captured right now. It is currently 11:08 a.m. And these are psychopaths that are stalking. You hear them just convert, oh yeah, and they're in here stalking. That's why they have a directed light on the ceiling above them in a room, directed light on the floor beside me, a fake sun over my head, and that's what the demon possessed are doing. And it's entirely pathetic. It's currently 11:08 a.m. That's P.O.C. It is 4:24 p.m. Just updating my podcast with regard to what is this ongoing demonic activity, which is serving a criminal purpose, a criminal system that is done in concert and on behalf of the public entity. That's the state of California, and this is a satanic system that is underway. And so I'm continuously capturing, first of all, what are the demon possessed, and the demon possessed are engaged in targeting while they are engaging in what is revealing them to be the psychopaths that they are and the violent sex offenders that they are, engaging in what is conduct that is terrorizing while they are stalking on behalf of a government. and doing so with ongoing knowledge as to what is being documented about the impending prosecution of the people of the state of California. And I'm currently at what is Fontana Lewis Library, where I remain, where the entity is engaging in maintenance of surveillance inside of this computer lab. These are demons who are maintaining presence, changing faces, the same entity maintaining presence, and the entity itself, those who are both employed here and those who are merely here to engage in what is the state system. And that is all that is underway, by the way, in this ongoing environment. This is a reality of what is an ongoing criminal conduct that is underway, as opposed to what would be assumed everyday life, people going about their business, people minding their business, people engaging in normal conduct. It is absolutely not that at all. So in other words, what I'm speaking to is the pattern of conduct when you are under a fake sun, and that's what this is. When you are surrounded by what is engineered light, and that's what this is, you are engaging in nothing other than obsessive stalking conduct. All right. And you are engaging in nothing other than that criminal system. These are psychopaths who you hear murmuring in the background. I'm capturing what is their position and relevant to me. That's relevant positioning, which they are engaging in together. And while you are listening to them converse in the background, because I want you to hear that, this is Satan that is engaged in focusing on me. Everything that they are doing as they do it is as a means of, first of all, activity creation while light is on the ceiling, while a fake sun is vacillating around remaining over the building into the evening, all right? While they are engaging in what is ongoing noises as the demons that they are. So this is a demon that's sitting, for example, at the opposite end of this row of computers, where ordinarily you would have to make extraordinarily loud force in order to engage in any force or impact that's going to be even heard or felt, let alone through the desk. All right, these are partitions that are aligned to the wall, but not with the demon possessed. All right, in the same way that you're looking at light that is clinging to a ceiling, moving into the depths of the computer lab. In this regard, you're speaking to what is the condition of those who are present to engage in what is demonic conduct. Demonic conduct that is serving to harass one, and I'm documenting it. And so you're talking about what are psychopaths that are engaging in nothing other than stalking conduct, stalking as they're engaging in conversation. Stalking as they're engaging in sitting anywhere that they're doing, stalking as they're engaging in moving from room to room, stalking as they're engaging in literally the movement of their person. It is pursuant to what I am doing while they're engaged in what is surveillance, monitoring with communication devices and engineered light. And by the way, those who are in this computer lab are not engaging in that pattern of conduct alone. Obviously, as I've documented, you have the demon possessed that are not even inside of this room. For example, as you saw, Burtech, waste management, outside of the computer lab, outside of the library, creating impact. Those are demons, all right? And that's how the demon possessed, you're dealing with what are dark spirits. You're dealing with what are the people who are engaging in what is criminal and harassing conduct on behalf of the government while they're engaging in demonic activity. All right. You have what is the documented conduct of the people of the state who are not physically inside of the computer lab while they are engaging in targeting me while in another room. OK, this is what Burtech demonstrated. This is what I documented yesterday. This is what the entity is continuously engaging in. Okay. And so I want to be clear. This is the significance of what is showing relevant positioning. This is speaking to what are the demon possessed who are engaging in harassment while they are stalking on behalf of the state. And that's exactly what they're doing in the specific environment. And that is the conduct of what are psychopaths. And that's the terrorism by a demon-possessed entity. So I want to make sure I spell that out. And this is what is entirely sick about the people of the state. And San Bernardino County, which is what this venue represents, this is Fontana Lewis Library at San Bernardino County, engaging in what is terrorism. This demonic activity is the engagement in what is to be established as the understanding how the demon-possessed are engaging in what is terrorism, harassment as an entity, what is the perpetual sex offender, in the same way that they are targeting you with what is the conduct of the demonic, accosting you with not only light, engaging in harassing with extraordinary loud. This is amplified audible activity when all you're doing is putting your elbow or moving a chair, pushing a chair. These are demons that do that. And they're engaging in what is the sex offense while you are also in another room separated from them. Demons knowing exactly what you are doing. This is invasion of privacy. And this is the ability to prosecute for that demonic activity because that is underway. This is already implied and demonstrated with regard to the pattern of conduct. And you are a sex offender of that condition, engaging in surveillance with the government. And your knowledge you've already demonstrated. And that knowledge is carried into what is a private space while the ongoing criminal system of surveillance is underway. This is speaking to all manner of a violent, sexually violent psychopath That is the people of the state. And this is what I'm subject to. And this is what I'm speaking to with regard to, first of all, understanding demonic activity and the ways in which it will be criminalized. It is criminalized. It's already done. I'm showing you how you do it. Okay. So this is facilitation as well. The big picture, not only is this entity engaged in the pattern of conduct, this is facilitation because the people of the state are stalking all outside of the building, stalking via aircraft. Okay, maintaining presence in the roads and the highways, maintaining ongoing state surveillance. So I want to speak to that ongoing comprehensive system that is underway while I sit inside of a computer lab. Okay, so anyway, it's currently 4:30 p.m. and I want to document that while nothing other than obsessive concern about what I'm doing as I'm doing it, both on a computer lab and a bathroom, while I'm sitting down, looking at a computer or at my phone, touching it, reaching into my pocket, everything. Demons are engaged in psychotic level stalking. And there is no hiding that conduct and that concern and what your objective is and what you're doing. And so this is that which is relevant to what I'm capturing with regard to still images. Okay, this is the harassment by an entity, and you can change the face. It's the same entity, the people of the state, who are engaging in nothing other than that P.O.C. while I'm now indoors, remaining inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. And so it's currently 4:31 p.m. and this is P.O.C. All right, I just want to document what you'll see on surveillance cameras inside of Fontana Lewis Library. This is the same one who I've documented on my podcast, engaging in what is harassment. And it's harassment because, first of all, this entity is monitoring, and there are demons that are targeting me as they engage in requesting things such as, can you keep your voice down while I'm documenting, while they're monitoring, while they're engaging in demonic activity and terrorism. And I want to document specifically 7:51 p.m., which you'll see on surveillance cameras. This is the employee, Stephanie. The same exact condition, the same exact pattern of conduct underway, and demonic activity. And this one in particular, you hear her monitoring and harassing me as I diplomatically handle that. It's documentation. That's why I just document the audible activity. But this meeting is engaging in the same conduct of what is demonic. So placing a book on his shelf is that which is amplified in sound, disruptive, alarming, all right? And then engaging what is crossing path, and this demon is doing it with simultaneity to what I'm doing on the desktop computer. And I'm on surveillance camera sitting on the computer. You'll even see me turn around while I'm sitting at the computer because that's how loud it was. And then she proceeds to walk through the hallway pushing the book cart. This is a demon that's engaging in conduct, and demonic activity is that which is extraordinarily loud, creating what is activity that is abnormal to occur. And so you're looking at what is in the flesh and blood, placing a book on a cart. And it is actually extraordinarily loud and alarming, even through the headphones where I'm listening to what is very loud rain in order to drown out the demons. And it is intentionally designed to pierce through and not only stalk with activity, which is monitoring, but also to harass. All right, in order to disrupt, in order to engage in what is a show of hostility while this demon is monitoring. And then again, that's the employee specifically that is engaged in the conduct of a psychopath. Would you mind keeping your voice down when you're, and she's monitoring, and she's a demon that stalks with noise. Okay, anyway, it's currently 7:53 p.m. P.O.C. 6NLH541, 7ULV916. CC1, I can't see that one, 6RINO27. Demons on the property of Citibank at Sierra Avenue and Arrow Boulevard. They're on surveillance cameras. This is criminal conduct that they're engaging in. It's currently 8:07 p.m. Those are demons that are manifesting light in my direction being right now the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. That is the impossible conduct, not naturally occurring. This is demonic activity, and they're doing it on the grounds of Citibank. This is the people of the state. And doing so while they are stalking the path with light. This is terrorism, while this is what is supposed to be headlights that are piercing my distance, piercing with light from such a great distance. That's not headlights, that's demonic light that's being aimed as directed light. All right, and they're doing that from the grounds of Citibank, so I want to document that. And that's on surveillance cameras. It's not ordinary traffic, it's demonic conduct, it's terrorism. It's currently 8:08 p.m. More demons coming. License 6P MD987, 7SBH 045, 8ACC 531. License 8 S51311.
And by the way, what they're doing at Citibank, this is what all of these minions are doing. This is what state stalking is. This is how the demons are stalking at nightfall. 5SZD452. So while demons are stalking my every move, this is what they're doing in vehicles. These are demons that are manifesting light. It's not headlights. While demons like that amplify audible activity. Stalking. It's demonic. Guard a world. They are in relevant position monitoring with that demon who you hear creating amplified audible activity in directed light. Guard a world is sitting here monitoring. And that's how easily you prosecute a whole entity. Nobody's getting away with anything. But like I said, Guard a world is right here in the parking lot of Citibank where I'm being, where directed light is being focused on me. Guard a world sitting right here in relevant position, engaged in criminal conduct. That needs to be understood. You don't have any legal argument when you're being documented. Being on the clock at Citibank as a Guard a world security guard, it's presence, okay? 8WAZ893. Guard a world, there's a male sitting in the driver's seat. Looks like an Asian male. And it's currently 8:09 p.m. It is currently 8:16 p.m. So I want to document Mariposa, license 592268. That's the business license, not the license plate. And this is Mariposa. That's a third party that is returning to engage in the pattern of conduct upon knowledge that they were documented last night. They're at Fontana Metrolink train station, pacing and engineer light and molesting, 62730T2. Want to be clear, this is the pattern of conduct under all circumstances. This is the entity that is monitoring documentation, and this is in no way establishing what is actually irrelevant with regard to you're wanting to maintain that you're here every night, creating light activity, flashing, driving on the curb and into the grass. This is, like I documented last night while they were stalking with activity, this is the pattern of conduct on behalf of a government, and that is the inability to address what is that pattern of conduct that the entity is engaging in on behalf of the state. And what this is breaking down into, in other words, what I'm speaking to is this is the company Mariposa that's engaging in an ongoing sexual violent method of monitoring with knowledge of the fact that they're documenting. And they're doing so with psychopaths that are pacing in front of me back and forth at the bus stop. Alrighty, the minion that you see in the yellow shirt pacing back and forth, and minions that are sitting in the sitting on the benches around and walking around, and they are doing the same thing that Omnitrans is doing, by the way. Mariposa is just another company name. Minions in the parking lot of the Metrolink train station are monitoring. They're in the parking lot. I've walked through and read license plates that they're doing the exact same thing. But I want to be clear, this is facilitation. This is ongoing criminal conduct. This is what is the impermissible threat by the company Mariposa, okay? Mariposa Landscaping, again, their license plate I recited last night while they engaged in what is terrorizing conduct, while the people of the state were engaging in surveillance as I remained at the Metrolink train station last night. And they were doing so under the company name of Mariposa. And returning tonight and engaging in what is the pattern of conduct, having absolutely no legal argument with regard to what is surveillance on behalf of the state, whose pattern of conduct is fully established. This is ongoing facilitation and a personalized, understand, this is the entity engaging in what is personalization of targeting while they are monitoring your documentation and then return to engage in violating you again, stalking and terrorizing you again. This is the same property where the documented conduct, again, as I'm arriving this morning, this is the same venue, and I arrived early this morning. This is the same venue where the state's fake sun, necessarily so, is present after 6 p.m. in the afternoon. This is the pattern of conduct. This is the entity where the venue where the entity keeps directed light on all over the surfaces while I am sitting in directed light right now, which you can see in the images that I captured of this minion that's staring, pacing back and forth to the sign. The pole that the sign is hanging on, you can see double shadows of the one pole that is in the concrete. This is directed light that I'm being molested by while Mariposa is stalking in the path. And Mariposa is a sex offender that repeats sexual violence as it is documented. That's what the people of the state are being documented as engaging in, and doing so with Omnitrans. Omnitrans sitting in relevant position monitoring is engaging in the same exact molestation. This is conduct on behalf of an entity, regardless of Route 66 sitting here monitoring, molesting the same with their headlights off right now, okay? It is currently 8:19 p.m. I just want to document that, and you can see the direct light, which is already established at this venue. But I mean, this is where the entity was stalking by helicopter this morning. I mean, this is what I'm saying. I'm going to prosecute the people of the state, such as Mariposa. This is what they demonstrate worthiness of. This is in concert with the company. Again, this is Omnitrans at the Fontana Metrolink train station. And the minions, again, when you're breaking down their system, all they're doing is you're literally waiting for me to arrive to engage in an iteration of the P.O.C. That's what stalkers are doing. And they're doing it under what are company names. They are identified as the people of the state. The same demons that are sitting around stalking all day long while I'm showing you light that's sprawled out across the ceiling. These are demons that are stalking with light outside at this venue. And these demons are following from place to place. And these demons in particular are going by the name of Mariposa, and I'm going to prosecute them for that. This is ongoing terrorism and sexual violence that they're engaging in while they're monitoring documentation, aware of the fact that they've been identified as such. It's 8:20 p.m. This is P.O.C. at Fontana Mitchell train station. Omnitrans, license 1302442, molesting as well, bus 2356, arriving at 8:20 p.m. 61. Alrighty, and the moment that I began documenting, this is when Mariposa arrives again upon my arrival to the Fontana Mitchell train station, approximately maybe 2 minutes later, engaging in what is monitoring me. And also this is the entity this is the pattern that they engage in. They want to be identified again, engaging in what is criminal conduct. This is an entity that has no legal argument, is relying on that which is legally irrelevant, such as a narrative, for example, that they're there often on more than one occasion other than when I documented them. They're often there. It does not matter if they are there every single night at that same exact minute, all right? Even though this has not been the case, Mariposa, I have not been there. I've been at that bus stop at this time on multiple occasions. But it doesn't matter, even if they are, and even if they will from now on, it is the pattern of conduct. This is what the entity engages in, though, as I document them. You're talking about what is then repeating. And this is speaking to your own detriment because you're engaging in what is an impermissible threat. This is a psychopath that's engaging in stalking, doing so on behalf of the government, is monitoring documentation, is seeking to engage in what is legally irrelevant, where the government's engaged in surveillance. The fact that you are engaging in repeating conduct, which is on behalf of the state, achieving what is criminal federal stalking, is an unlawful threat. It's called an impermissible threat. And the fact that you are repeating it, it is in no way any sort of establishing you're doing anything other than the same exact pattern of conduct on behalf of the state. All right, so like I said, you're in a specific environment. It is the P.O.C. This is demonic activity, and this is the conduct of the entity that engages in that. I want to document also, this bus says it's being driven by employee number 3275, an African-American female. So I want to document that it's 8:24 a.m. I got on the bus, and then Mariposa arrives about 2 minutes after my arrival to the bus stop. And the just referencing what is the these demons, because that's what they are. This is the demon-possessed population engaging in this system, and their pattern is to repeat what I document as I engage in it. And so, repeat what it is that I document that they are engaging in. And so in the same way that I documented last night, Mariposa, who was stalking with activity, I mean, they abruptly pulled up and drove onto the sidewalk, into the grass, right? And then they just engaged in remaining there and what they're present there for, clean something, cut something. That's what they did. All right, and so you have them arriving again tonight, and doing so after I arrive while they are monitoring. You're not doing anything other than monitoring. And it is the P.O.C., you're monitoring documentation and engaging in what is returning to wage that threat additionally on another occasion, all right? But I just want to point that out. It's currently 8:25 p.m., and that's the people of the state. That's what they're doing all day long, sitting in the library of Fontana Lewis Library, stalking and monitoring documentation and continuously stalking. So that is the speaking to what is the ways in which you're going to address necessarily so. First of all, demonic activity. And second of all, the demonic activity that is engaged in on behalf of the government that's practicing this demonic conduct for the criminal objective of surveillance. They are monitoring with communication devices while this demonic activity is underway. It's the elements of light activity and relevant positioning, and they're demons engaging in this conduct. And those demons, again, I want to hone in on that. Those are demons identified as a company, Mariposa, engaging in demonic conduct, which is entirely criminal. And they are arriving on time after I get there in order to engage in monitoring me again, all right? As though it makes it any less criminal that you are there pursuant to some schedule, or whether you were there for no apparent reason, having not engaged in cleaning the toilets at that time of night ever before. It is not establishing that you're a stalker by virtue of your schedule. It's establishing you're a stalker while you're in that environment, you're present on behalf of the state in a heavily documented venue, amongst other demons who are engaging in identical behavioral patterns that Mariposa engaged in as well, like I said. All right, you're talking about what is legally irrelevant, establishing a narrative. Oh, we're there every day. You can say whatever you want. So I'm documenting. You're talking about what is the impermissible threat under all circumstances. That's the government acting by a company name called Mariposa, and they're acting in concert with Omnitrans. Omnitrans is not taking any less of the spotlight as I'm documenting Mariposa, like I said. It's currently 8:27 p.m. And as you hear, I am on the bus. So the entity, as I showed you on video, is cycling directed light. This is retarded, idiotic, asinine light. The demonic is not super intelligent, okay? You're talking about what is Satan. That is in no way, it's not witty, it's just pure wicked. That's it, it's not sophisticated. The light activity is absolutely abnormal and impossible, and it's showing the goofy demons that these people are. And by goofy, I mean literally they look stupid. I'm showing you what you're nothing but a demon and you're nothing but a stalker, and I'm showing it, and it's not even hard to show it because everything that you're doing is so obvious. That's not even light that would ever appear on the bus. And then as it's appearing on the bus, it's unpersuasive. It's moving in the same direction. How is light moving forward straight in the same direction that the bus is driving straight? It's retarded. So like I said, that's the light activity that's on the bus. And directed light is at the property of the Fontana Midland train station. As I documented, you see in images while Mariposa is molesting. All right, this is the ongoing conduct, the ongoing environment, directed light. And guess what? Directed light was inside of Fontana Lewis Library, as I showed you there. All right, and directed light was on the bus this morning, Route 61, as I was en route to the Fontana Lewis Library. Okay, and directed light was moving across the Legal Services Center as I was there. You saw that as well. All right, this is a pattern everywhere that you're going. You're looking at what is the same exact pattern of conduct, this ongoing hallmark of what is stalking with light and all the ways in which it's occurring and what is coexisting with the presence of the people of the state. And that's what Mariposa represents. They're minions. It is 8:28 p.m. This is P.O.C. Criminal summoning at Danny's Market, where I showed you the fake sun this morning over me on Route 61. This is where Fontana police are, which I just took a picture of right now. It's 8:40 p.m. Danny's Market is on San Bernardino Avenue. The Fontana Police Department are stalking in the path with light. That's facilitation. Monitoring with this employee whose number I recited, this African-American female who's monitoring with Fontana Police. Danny's Market is a facilitating venue, monitoring with Fontana Police. The people of the state are sitting on this bus stalking in the path. This demon's license plate, 7XLS620, monitoring Fontana Police. Facilitation. The entity is cycling directed light underneath these chairs. I'm sitting at the back of the bus. I showed you this on video. There is no place where that light is ever going to occur underneath the seats, let alone in the center of the bus. But it was occurring, as you saw it on video. It was moving underneath the seats. You saw flashing light underneath the seats. You can see it on the metal. It's very easy to see. This is the ongoing directed light while Fontana Police are engaging in what is an impermissible threat. And I captured a picture of that. Their lights are on their vehicles. This is criminal summoning in front of a third-party facilitating venue, Danny's Market, which was documented this morning while the fake sun remained over me en route to Fontana Lewis Library. Let's see, it is currently 8:41 a.m. This is employee number. I think I said 3. Well, I already read her number, employee number. This minion's monitoring. She's got a mushroom haircut. She's monitoring with the minions that are not only the people of the state that are driving by, the minions that are getting on and off of this bus, and the Fontana Police Department. All right, it's currently 8:41 p.m. All right, at third-party facilitating venue Kenworth at the intersection of Cherry and San Bernardino Avenue at 8:42 p.m. Just want to document where we're at. The minions are monitoring in relevant position, and Fontana Police remains in relevant position on San Bernardino Avenue. CP82527, third-party monitoring. 8U. I can't see that one. 4WRX. I can't see that one either. It is currently, by the way, though, it's 8:42 p.m. On the property of Kenworth, engaging in facilitation, aiming light toward the bus, flashing lights on the property. This is facilitation. This is the pattern of conduct that's underway. All right, these are demons that are lining the path with light. And this is, I'm looking at the property of what is Kenworth at the intersection of Cherry and San Bernardino. It's 8:43 a.m. Excuse me, 8:43 p.m.
molestation with directed light. The people of the state at this venue of the Ontario airport, the minion that's driving this bus represents the people of the state. The demons who are sitting on this bus, I've captured images of them as well. This is the sex offense that the Ontario airport, this is a state facilitating venue, and they're molesting my person while I'm sitting on the bus. All right, this is demonic activity, and it's occurring at that venue of the Ontario airport, and it's currently 9:12 p.m. where I am on the bus. The entity is cycling directed light on the bus. In addition to that, touching me with directed light, touching all over my person with directed light. It's currently 9:12 p.m. This is Ontario airports. The P.O.C. is underway. Criminal summoning, 9:26 p.m. This is at Shell gas station on Holt Boulevard, capturing still images of that. That's Ontario Police. And the minions who are group stalking on the bus, including the employee again, and the African-American female whose employee number I already cited. And every demon that's on this bus, they're captured on surveillance cameras and on my camera as well, while the police are monitoring with them in direct light that's cycling on the bus. Alrighty, this is license plate 1302442, and that's bus 2356, the African-American female driving that bus, monitoring, and the Ontario police are doing the exact same thing that I documented them doing yesterday inside of the B&G Plaza. Using their vehicles, they're engaging in demonic activity, and it's referred to as criminal summoning. It's also facilitation, the people of the state who are a demon-possessed population engaging in surveillance with the government as well. And they are, again, as I documented in still images, I captured it, that's light activity, relevant positioning. It's also a terrorizing threat by the agency engaging in what is repeated acts of kidnapping. 5 DGA 254, monitoring with the Ontario police who are creating light activity in relevant position. License plate 7ADW 760. This is the demon who is molesting. License 45216M2. License directed light across the opposite side of the street, 98964. I can't really see that one. I can't just write that. 8XOG492. All right, those are demons. You have not only the demons of the Ontario police who are creating facilitating light. These demons are engaging in the same conduct you see during the day, directed light during the day across the walls while they drive by. 8TXH846 is doing the same thing at nightfall. And they're demons that are monitoring with the demons of the Ontario Police Department. This is criminal summoning by the people and the entity. The venue that is Omnitrans, nothing but a moving venue, it's a bus. They are engaging in what is ongoing group stalking, and that's what I'm documenting. While police departments are engaging in group stalking in the path, these are police departments who are engaged in federal group stalking monitoring and are monitoring documentation, continuously waging a threat while they're monitoring 8RQY350, while they're monitoring documentation of their criminal conduct. 6VND 795. That's referred to as the impermissible threat. I caught Officer Darwin and every other minion's image and license plate, 6GTN 971. Who were engaged in what is harassment by an entity, criminal summoning. And I do not need to go down what is in front of Shell Gasoline at Hope Boulevard. I'm documenting that venue. First of all, the people of the state are monitoring right now. And like I said, this is, I go because I'm going to put on, Front Street, every demon you need to know. This is a minion. And I'm also going to prosecute it for the criminal conduct that they're engaging in. But I'm introducing you to what is Satan, all right? 6 PJY 271 8 ZUA 529. They're all monitoring. And these are minions. This is the demon possessed. And that's part of what I'm doing. But as I don't have to go down there and get all their license plates. They're at their party facilitating venue Shell Gas on Hope Boulevard in relevant position to what is the Church's Chicken. License 8KLB430, I believe. License 7UKP 503. In relevant position to what is 8CZA764. And Metro 102 apartments right here is monitoring as well. They're in relevant position to what is Church's Chicken, Cardenas Markets. They're in relevant position to what are Holt Boulevard, as the entity kept a fake sun over me. That's a heavily documented location, this entire neighborhood. I don't have to go down there and get their license plates. This is criminal facilitation, just like I did not have to last night at B&G Plaza. But I take pleasure in it, okay? Because I'm putting Satan on blast, and I'm going to prosecute it.
That's what I'm doing. Okay, they are a third-party facilitating venue. I will prosecute Shell Gasoline. That company, the people of the state acting via Shell Gasoline, it's a facilitating venue. They're monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. License 8VDW007, 8VKP. I can't see the rest of it. You can scratch that one. License 98CT519, KCP V38. That's Florida. And it is 9:31 p.m. And that is indeed criminal summoning. That's why you have stalking by helicopter. The entity prosecutes itself. 5F 62055 57415M2 8UND 513. This is Ontario Police crossing path with helicopter over Metro 102. 1567617, vehicle 1896. License 7XED 532. 7UJA824. Alrighty, capturing what is pacing by the demons of the Ontario Police, by the people of the state, and by the entity that flies over me by helicopter, as you heard me documenting. I went immediately into video. License plate 5NTW475. Ontario Town Square, as I pointed this out in video, but I'll include it on my podcast. Ontario Town Square is monitoring, which is the case because they're in relevant position, but they are monitoring while a demon, 5JBR015, is engaged in loitering on the side of that property in relevant position to me, stalking with light, 8JYA852. That's exactly what the demons of the Ontario Police Department are doing, the exact same thing. They're using police lights. All right, those are demons engaging in monitoring. 8HKL525, I believe. That's exactly what the Ontario Police Department are doing, and it's speaking to what is, first of all, the elements of monitoring. This entity is stalking together, and while you're looking at on my video the headlights of the third party that is sitting at on the sidewalk of the property that is Ontario Town Square on Hope Boulevard, they are monitoring with Ontario Police, who are behind them in alignment as well with lights at what is Shell Gasoline. I passed that venue already. I captured images of all the demons that were group stalking on the bus, monitoring with the Ontario Police, and this is identification of what is a property. You can identify whatever it is that you are capable of doing because the entity is monitoring as one. They're doing it on behalf of the state that flew over me by helicopter. Okay, that's exactly why that's occurring, because they're monitoring together, and it's very easy to document. You're talking about what is not escaping anything with regard to, first of all, prosecution. The people of the state are going to be prosecuted, period. License, and it's 9:37 p.m. License 8JPC 353. License 8UBU965. SC Fuels monitoring. I didn't see their license plate, but that company SC Fuels is monitoring. License ATXX260. And this is the people of the state that are engaging in an impermissible threat together. Understand that. I'm going to prosecute them for that. License plate 8ZWH042. Ontario Town Square is catching every ounce of this federal crime right now. They are inside of their homes, which is called a facilitating venue, sitting wherever it is that they live in relevant position monitoring. Okay, facilitation while this demon is documented on the curb, parked in the red, in alignment with me, group stalking, as I captured on video. The same stalking conduct that the entity engaged in by helicopter over my head on this same side of the street, where the demons of the Ontario Police Department are also on video. You see them crossing path multiple times. They're doing so in directed light. You see my shadow, two of them that are in front of me. This is impossible light activity. That's not light that occurs from any street lamp. In the same way that light is not moving north as the bus is driving north, moving under seats. That's the demonic environment. It's directed light. 6VZA456, and that's what's ongoing while the Ontario Police are group stalking. They're demons. 8SCZ792. All of this is ongoing, and I captured video. Okay, so I just want to document that. 7N55. I can't really see that one. License 6BVZ314. License 7CTW745, 7JVP122, monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. Demons, this is an ongoing sex offense. This is what the people of the state are going to be prosecuted as, what they are. They're engaging in what is a perpetual sex offense. This is the sex offense that's that is underway, ceaselessly underway, and it is that which is committed by a government and committed on behalf of a government while you're subject to what is criminal surveillance. License 8ECT, I can't really see the rest of that one. So I want to be clear on that. That's the entity engaging in that conduct, and I captured again that directed light. What is the stalking by helicopter? What is the simultaneous conduct of driving by me while the entity flies over my head by helicopter? And I got the license plate of that state actor, the Ontario Police, and these are minions who are monitoring documentation. This is exactly why you're talking about what is a very long list of those who are going to federal prison and disbanding, again, the infected Ontario Police Department, 5DRW769. They are continuously demonstrating. And again, this is how you're knowing them. This is not in any way some sermon, but like I said, you do know them by their deeds. These are demons, as I stated, which is relevant context to what is adding texture to a prosecution and a pattern of conduct. But like I said, you know them, they are engaging in demonic conduct. And it's not an ongoing coincidence that just seems to happen all the, I always seem to have what are shadows surrounding me when I'm encountering Ontario Police, which I encounter Ontario Police a lot, okay? And I never turned into a criminal. All right, that didn't happen. I started documenting what was entirely peculiar, and the more I did, the more aggressive this peculiar environment and conduct became. And you have what is stalking by law enforcement, and these are demons that are of law enforcement. All right, this is demonic activity. 8RXL922, license 8JDN259. All of them being documented as sex offenders. Driving down this street to engage in touching. That's why this entity's flying over my head by helicopter and documenting what is harassment. I will prosecute you. 8BXG while you honking at me like I'm in your way. 188. 8BXG 188 while you are stalking. I'm going to prosecute you for being a psychopath. Okay, and it's going to be called terrorism. And you're a violent sex offender who has zero legal arguments. Totally delusional. Totally delusional. That's the P.O.C. Stalking by helicopter and then honking like you're in the way. It's audible activity, by the way. 6MNV407. That's what they're engaging in, audible activity while a psychopath is stalking you. Get out of the way. It's actually harassment, and that demon that's monitoring with Ontario Town Square Townhomes, facilitating Ontario Town Square Townhomes criminal monitoring conduct. That's what that's about. It's audible activity creation. It's also hostility to documentation at the same time. But this is a psychopath that's stalking. 8WJR040. That's why you have what is absolutely supernatural conduct, directed light, an ongoing heavily documented pattern, stalking by helicopter, flying right over my head. License 8YJV994. I don't have to make this up. And in the same way, only thing that I needed to make up was the ways in which you are understanding, first of all, demonic activity. Second of all, what you do with that. Because it's criminal, what do you do with that? What are you supposed to do with what is demonic activity? And I'm showing you how. It's not impervious to prosecution at all. It is capable of being captured in the way that I am. They're engaging in what is conduct that you are able to witness. And you see, and obviously not only is it twisted and demented, it's criminal and it's terrorism. Okay, so it's understanding a language that you're going to apply because that's exactly what it is. All right, the demon possessed engaging in terrorism all day long at the Fontana Lewis Library. All day long, stalking. All righty, these are minions that are monitoring as one. As I go from Ontario to Fontana, I'm going from city to city. The entity is remaining present through the people of the state. They're stalking. 8CSS070, 6VND795, 8TAK401. It's not any different entity because I'm in a different city. It's also the same pattern of conduct, that impossibility of a light source remaining over me. So extreme, as I look out the window, where do you see the fake sun? Right there above my head as I look out the window in the computer lab. 8VXC499. These are demons. All right, and it doesn't get any clearer than that. All right, you have light that is appearing, moving across a ceiling as I open the blinds. There is no, in the same way, sunlight is not angling into windows, stretching out flat onto the ground. It's also not angling upward onto the ceilings. This is what you're looking at as I showed you in Stater Brothers. Why do you think that this is occurring? This impossible conduct? Because it's a system. Because these very demons who I'm identifying, who I'm showing you how you're going to prosecute because they're demons, they're engaging in demonic activity which is serving a criminal purpose that the Ontario Police Department are exhibiting. They're showing you what they're doing. All right, this is why they're engaging it, and they're the most heavily. I was going to say they're idiots, they are. But I'm not. They are the most heavily documented law enforcement agency, but they are not actually a law enforcement agency. These are demons. They're criminals. They're despicable, sex offending psychopaths.
And Satan is all over them. They're puppets. They have no business in law enforcement. And I'm going to handle that. BU08W18, paper 8FAF097. These are demons who are monitoring me based on the criminal conduct 8SBH185, acting in concert with the criminals that are the Ontario Police Department. That's the threat that the Ontario Police wage to the public. All right, that's how worthless they are. That's how much they are unworthy. They are not fit in any way whatsoever for the position, for that badge, for that uniform, okay? Demons group stalking at Metro 102, being demons stalking in the path, just like the demons of the Ontario Police Department, facilitating criminal conduct. That's the threat that the Ontario Police Department waged to the public. Regardless of the fact that the people of the state are demons in and of itself, this is a demon-possessed population, you're talking about what is criminal conduct that the Ontario Police are facilitating. All right, 6 EPK 511, they have no business in those positions. No business. All right, and that's what prosecution, that's what documentation serves to simultaneously address and expose. Okay? That's exactly what we're doing. And it's currently 9:45 p.m. And every single last one of these minions that are driving on the street are doing so with knowledge of where I am, who I am, what I'm doing as I'm doing it. They're demons. This is Satan that you're dealing with. And they are doing so in concert with the demons of the Ontario Police. ATYC 696. And that is the understanding the mens rea, the mind state. That's predatory. It's demented. It's terrorizing. It's not one stalker that's hunting you down. It's the people of the state that are stalking together, hunting you down. License plate 8 PEY 499, 6 VRP 586. License 8 MSY 702. It is currently 9:46 p.m. This is ongoing facilitation by the people and law enforcement. Even though it really is not adequate to or proper, it's not even appropriate to refer to the Ontario Police Department as law enforcement. They're literally engaging in violating the law right now. They're not law enforcement. They're demons. Like I said, 7RAD132. This is bigger than what is flesh and blood. Obviously, you're not dealing with flesh and blood. But obviously, I mean, I'm revealing to you. I'm telling you about what is demonic activity that the people of the state are engaging in, that the government's engaging in. And you have what are demons that are in positions that they are getting ready to be snatched out of. Okay, so you're talking about what is occurring in the natural, but what is already done in the spirit. They're done. They are done with law enforcement, disbanding this law enforcement agency. They are criminals that are waiting for the day to be revealed as such, and I'm going to prosecute them on a world stage and show them to be the violent sex offending stalkers and criminals that they are. Never fit to wear the uniform that they're wearing right now. Never fit, never were fit. It's nothing but a matter of time, okay? So you're dealing with what is already accomplished in the spirit. BQ7196, that's out of state. License plate 8XNU176, and that's a demon monitoring with the state that's also flying right over my head by airplane. The same entity stalking by helicopter flying over me, stalking by airplanes flying over me on this side of the street. I was on the opposite side where the helicopter flew over me in front of Metro 102. I crossed the street. This is where the entity is flying directly over my head by airplane. In directed light. Directed light is always present, just like you saw at Legal Services Center, just like you saw inside of the Fontana Lewis Library, just like you saw on the Omnitrans bus, just like you saw while I'm walking down the street. All right, the entity is keeping this environment while the entity is stalking by commercial airline planes, stalking by helicopters, and they are coming or going from there is no venue where you have any form, because surveillance is underway where I'm subject to an ongoing molestation with directed light by the demons at the state facilitating venue of the Ontario airport. Okay, so like I said, there is no form. You can claim you've taken a flight to Australia. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm saying. There's no getting out of what is the P.O.C. Surveillance is underway. And you're a demon engaging in surveillance, stalking in airplanes. 8ZJN342. License 8VMD043. License 8VNU870. 8XRE804. And they're all molesting with the Ontario Police, who are being documented. And every single officer is being documented of that agency. I don't need their license plate. I'm documenting the Ontario Police. 8DGP550. License 6SMM897. 4RNF331. 8RKM215. This is an unlawful threat. This is speaking to what is federal prison. This is speaking to what is disbanding such an agency while they are facilitating this massive of a crime, presenting this large of a threat, this impermissible threat to the life of one, 8UVY186, of one whom they are monitoring. And that's exactly what you're doing while you are engaging in whatever it is that you call yourself doing with a third party in the specific environment. There is no reconciling what is impossible light that I remain surrounded by while the entity is stalking by helicopter, all right, flying right over my head. This is the ongoing pattern while you are in relevant position, stalking. All right. So like I said, that's the P.O.C. The entity engages in what is conduct that's supposed to insist upon. It has nothing to do. You can claim all you want. And this is these are psychopaths. And the pattern and the fact that they're stalking is already established. Not only that, but also documenting what is stalking pursuant to what is your ongoing tendency to follow everywhere that I go. And you're following everywhere that I go in a very specific environment. And you are intentionally in that specific environment. You're also in that specific environment while the entity is flying over my head by helicopter. Yeah, you're stalking. You're stalking. This is Ontario Police license plate 1541758, vehicle 1881A, molesting. All right, and it is currently 9:50 p.m. And just like you saw them doing absolutely nothing at B&G Plaza last night, those were demons that were standing around with exaggerated presence, creating light activity, being demons. License 8KZT734. All that they are doing right now at Shell Gas is creating light activity, stalking in the path. They weren't doing a damn thing last night, nothing. It takes 10 cars to search a vehicle. They didn't pull out any bazookas. Did you see any caution tape? All right, you had little kids sitting around monitoring with their phones. I captured all of that, okay? Like I said, this is nothing other than stalking in the path. They can make it as dramatic as they want. They can pull out a body and say somebody got shot. Oh my gosh. Guess what doesn't change? First of all, you're understanding malice. Second of all, the environment never is, you are never trumping what is the pattern of conduct. You're never trumping it because you're understanding the nature of the system. It's malicious. And the entity is engaging in creating a narrative and so as to, first of all, distract from what is the allegations of a targeted individual. It does not in any way trump. It doesn't. 8XEF800, I believe, 8NLG374, 8UKV144, license 8PTZ076, and the entity has engaged in every kind of attempt to engage in an iteration of the P.O.C. 8PEY499, a demon coming from what is transit, stalking in the back, maintaining presence, and crossing path. This is the entity engaging in every method of some iteration of the same exact pattern of conduct. It does not matter. In other words, this is the point. It doesn't matter what they call themselves doing. This is state surveillance. What you are doing while surveillance is underway, 7938982, it's relevant. It's relevant, but it's not in any way detracting from what is ongoing surveillance, period. 68911Z1. This is a demonic system. It's demonic activity. You're not supposed to know that they're engaging in ritualistic satanic conduct right in front of your face, first of all. And you're also not supposed to know that it's actually criminal conduct. All right, what they're not referring to it as criminal conduct. You're talking about what Satan does, just engaging in monitoring you with communication devices. Oh, but there's jargon. There's law that applies to what they're doing. 70LY198, and it is interstate stalking. Okay, this is the conduct that the entity is engaging in while they are practicing the satanic conduct. And you can call yourself doing whatever it is that you think is so important. What is the reality with regard to the pattern of conduct by a government that's placing American citizens under surveillance? This federal law trumps whatever any public entity wants to claim. It doesn't matter. Federal law trumps it. 8ZDK 841, 8FVD 163. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. That is superseding with regard to what is the application of this federal law where you are alleging and you are documenting surveillance by the government. All right. There's absolutely nothing that any state agency such as law enforcement, they are the actors that are engaging in the pattern of conduct. Duh. It follows you are not going to be provided some way that you are able to have shelter from being documented when you are capable, 7DEM228, engaging in and capable of, as the documentation shows, fully being present and engaging in that pattern of conduct, and maliciously so, relying on your very identity as law enforcement or as a judge or as a lawyer or whatever the fact pattern includes, and counting on that. No, the government doesn't have any legitimacy. And where you are establishing the pattern of conduct, oh, you're stripped of all of that. You can say whatever you want. The P.O.C. is the P.O.C., period.
and it trumps anything that the public entity, which is a state, the public entity is a state. Federal law is supreme, and it shall trump any claim which the entity doesn't have. You're not above suspicion. You are not in any way impervious to being documented. Your engagement in what is obstruction of justice, because that's what it is, that's what the Ontario Police Department are continuously doing, is also that which shall be used against you to prosecute you. All right, and law enforcement get an even more severe response under federal law. License 8VWH798, 8THB235, 6G70626, 8PTA790, 53579N2, 7MRE717, GV530, I believe, handicap. License 6F215M. License 7ZCL485. And why? Because you're understanding what is the what's the purpose, and you can deduce the purpose from the language of existing federal law with regard to interstate stalking as it exists right now. 5 TPU 450. The language of the law is speaking to what is, first of all, criminal, placing one under surveillance, engaging in interstate commerce with the intent to place another under surveillance, doing so in methods that, and I'm paraphrasing, 8KJR 507, doing so in methods 7LFR 808, in methods that are inherently threatening, threatening to the degree to where it is, and this is also language, understand, this is not contemplating surveillance by government, but it applies nonetheless, because the government's using the people of the state. All right, so you're understanding what is it's conduct on behalf of an entity. It is nonetheless relevant. This is what the government is doing. All right, the language is not exclusive to its applying to what is a public entity. It's speaking to what is the criminal act of placing one under surveillance. Who is placing one under surveillance? The government is placing one under surveillance. And so the law applies, but it is not specifically contemplated under Title 18, and it shall be, okay? The government engaging in what is surveillance via law enforcement, that is inherently terrorizing. That is exceeding the language again, which is in regard to that would intimidate or harass or injure. That's exactly what the Ontario Police were just documented engaging in, and are still engaging in now. While the entity flies over my head by helicopter, I'm going to play that tape back. I'm going to prosecute profusely this agency. Understand that. That is video documentation of showing what is interstate stalking, surveillance that I'm subject to, and the threatening methods employed while they are also monitoring my documentation, which is a long documented pattern by this particular agency representing the state. This is criminal conduct of an entity. It's not just the Ontario Police Department, but I'm going to prosecute and disband the Ontario Police Department. Okay? So, like I said, this is massive facilitation. Monitoring in concert with the people of the state. That is inherently intended and designed to intimidate and harass and injure. The entity has done all of the above. License 6XNG687. It is the pattern of conduct to engage in that which is harassing and intimidating, and that which is designed to injure. 8 AEW 811. BL06H35 paper, 4JN4284, license 8VYX096. It is their pattern of conduct. 6FGP213. So the entity is engaging in that which is in violation of existing federal law, but it has never been specifically contemplated under federal law as it stands right now, that the government is the criminal placing you under surveillance in violation of your constitutional rights. The government is in violation of Title 18, Section 2261A. The government is doing it maliciously through the people of the state, okay? License 7KDL152. This is Tafessa, I believe, this coach. Demons pacing in opposite directions on this street. This is Tafessa, license plate 9V468KA, monitoring with demons who at the same time go down Lemon at both ends. They're pacing. 8YCV417. This is terrorism, and that's Ontario Police who are doing the same. AMR is driving north on Euclid Avenue right now at 9:58 p.m. And Ontario Police remain loitering, listening to every word, and I'm glad that they are, because they're going to federal prison. They are engaging in what is a criminal act of engaging in stalking by helicopter, terrorizing an American citizen, like I just captured on video. You go to federal prison for that. Not only am I identifying law enforcement by license plate, the entire agency of the Ontario Police, they are infective. They are defective and infected with demon possession. They are engaging in what is criminal conduct. They are engaging in what is demonic activity that shall be criminalized. They are engaged in what is interstate stalking. They are engaging in terrorism while stalking in concert with helicopter. 8WQL720, a helicopter that's an ongoing pattern that I'm subject to everywhere that I go. 8FDG080, it is not separate. Ontario police are engaging in that conduct together as the state. 8EVG274, 8JOY712, 7TYY198, license 8HHG548, license 7CKG657, and this very light object itself, this fake sun, is also documented, which is directly revealing what is their condition, their status of infection, demon possession, 8AHG844, while the fake sun is documented on more than one occasion directly over the Ontario Police Department. 8GQA765, 7GEX524, which is speaking to surveillance that I'm subject to while I was at the Ontario Police Department. Okay, where they were engaging in what is the pattern of conduct right there on the grounds of a law and of a police station. It does not get any more egregious, more hypocritical, more despicable than that. The police station is a facilitating venue. Okay, this is the pattern of conduct that I documented in what is 2021, August 2021. Guess what? It's daylight savings time. You can apply that time frame to what is today. The entity kept the fake sun as is already documented and established by documentation all day over the Fontana Lewis Library. All day. It remained over me all day. That pattern applied on August 17th and August 18th when I went to the the Ontario Police Department. It's daylight savings time. The entity was not keeping there was no light source over the Fontana Lewis Library that day. I documented it. The entity keeping a fake sun over me, and that included in the morning and again in the afternoon. In other words, all day long as I left and returned to the Ontario Police Department. 651 SF, and the fake sun was right there over that venue. It's the identification of a criminal system. And it's underway at what is 2500 South Archibald Avenue, 6KWH270. License 8CTA573. And that is the documentation of the criminal conduct at their literal venue of the Ontario Police. I've already prosecuted. The Ontario Police are done. Those demons are done. Okay? You're talking about what is more and more time in federal prison as they are deeming themselves worthy of it. I'm not just spouting out, oh, do this and do that because I don't like them. This is not a personal vendetta. This is speaking to what is lawlessness. Okay? And the way that which justice necessitates a very strong response to deter it. You don't want to go to federal prison? You don't want to go to federal prison for a long time. Okay? You're talking about what is the conduct, the criminal system, the sexual violence, the terrorism, and facilitation of all of the above by the police. 8C56428, license 8ZKG967. That's what the Ontario Police are documented as engaging in. And they are out here wasting time and resources engaging in criminal conduct. Okay? That's all that they're doing, using up lights, because that's all you're doing in directed light. That's all you're doing. Under the fake sun during the day. That's all you are doing. And I documented them specifically. Not only do I continue to document them in the streets, I documented them at their headquarters, where criminal conduct and demons fester at the Ontario Police Department. Yes, you're going to disband something as infected as that. It is currently 10:02 p.m. And I want to document remaining loitering in a relevant position at the third-party facilitating venue. These minions who I'm documenting, they're monitoring with Ontario Police. License 92328D3. This is always the case, by the way. The Ontario Police are engaging in doing it visibly. It's communication of a threat. 6UBP729. Every single last name affiliated with the Ontario Police Department is being documented right now. 6VBC273. License 5RXW407. 8E44023, 6UXB172, 7ZYP969, I believe. And the people of the state are being documented as well. This is conduct on behalf of an entity. 8NQB006. The entity that's stalking via the people is acting. The people of the state are monitoring and threatening, terrorizing, molesting with the Ontario Police Department. And yes, I am documenting every single actor affiliated with the Ontario Police Department as that agency is being documented right now. Understand that. 6TBV079. You don't have to have every demon on the corner over here stalking with light. 7WGP841 to document them. It's government conduct. And it's not limited to the specific demons of that agency. 95585E3, I believe. And it is speaking to, and also the Ontario Police Department is heavily documented engaging in, just rampant criminal conduct for a prolonged period of time. But in addition to how you are documenting and how you are prosecuting criminal activity by government, criminal surveillance on behalf of an entity, 8ZXR 949. in the same way that you don't have to travel up and down the state in order to prosecute the state, in order to establish the prima facie case against the state, AKXD 419. When you are documenting, for example, a minion of a particular company, you don't have to have every minion that's ever employed in the state of California, for example, for let's say Amazon Prime, in order to establish that Amazon Prime is reasonably established as engaging in what is federal group stalking and monitoring, because you've documented 99 of 150 of their employees engaging in federal group stalking and monitoring. No, that's unjust. That is absolutely impossible. And that is what the government is relying on. All right. That is not how the pattern of conduct works, first of all. And that is not how you are prosecuting what is conduct on behalf of an entity. The entity is acting as one. The people of the state, every single last person, every single last one, and they're in a specific environment. And now let me be clear. Those that are, for example, like I spoke to this morning, that are in Madera, they're in San Francisco. I'm not in Madera, I'm not in San Francisco. I'm not in San Diego right now. I'm in the state of California, and I'm showing what's a uniform pattern of conduct, though. That pattern of conduct does not stop. And that is established over a prolonged period of time. This is establishing precedent. This is establishing what is a continuity of purpose, a criminal purpose by the state. All right, showing you what is a scientific impossibility that is continuously underway. It's not some anomaly. It's not some randomness. It's continuously documented. License 8ABB328. License 8VKE268. License 8VBL747. And with this in mind, you're speaking to, first of all, the ordinary target individual who is subject to what is oppression by a government who's monitoring you, who is doing it through every single last person that surrounds you, and who you don't even need to know. It's a massive system, a comprehensive system. It's just coexisting in the state. It's embedded into society. All right. As a matter of justice, 8RUG 802, license 8U7. I can't really see that one. That's a purple plate. That overweight minion is monitoring, keeping their lights on me. 3WAF536 is this demon back here. I read the minion were in Tefesa cross path, and those minions were pacing. This minion stays right back here. That's, again, that license plate, 3WAF536. This minion sitting in a van behind me, stalking with the Ontario police. This is what they're facilitating. All right. It is currently 10:06 p.m. One document. Hold on. 8TRY515. You have what is, as a matter of justice, while the entity is relying on what is the pure numerosity and all of the resources that the government is utilizing for purposes of stalking presence around you, just like 8WAF536 who's stalking on this dark street behind me, touching me with light, turning their headlights on and off in order to let me know that they're behind me. This is the demon that's a sex offender and also wants to distract from when it's listening to me document. License 8FDA274, that's terrorism, and monitoring with the terrorists that are the Ontario Police Department as well. Understand that. They're all listening together, okay? While he's group stalking on a dark street. Loitering. Let me show you this. Alrighty. License 8ZNT418, 8BJW299, 8XWG268, and this obsessive demon stops in the middle of the road while I take a picture. That's monitoring conduct. 8UVC880. 8SHL599, 7PPS495, 8786471, I believe. While the entity is engaging in this obsessive conduct, you're speaking to what is necessary as a matter of justice. The pattern of conduct is fully established. You do not have the amount of coincidence possible in the world, as I'm showing you, for example, flying over my head, which I am documenting again in another city. It happened this morning while I'm in Fontana, the entity stalking over Village at Sierra by helicopter. The entity stalking by helicopter right here at Metro 102. 3WAF536 engaging in surveillance, molesting me from behind, engaging in very creepy stalking conduct, sitting on this dark street behind me since the moment that I recited the license plate of Tefesa, okay? Tefesa crossing path on the coach. Ever since that moment, those demons engaged in pacing, going in opposite directions down down Lemon on the Metro 102 side of the apartment and the 3-star janitorial side of Lemon. And that demon has been sitting in the dark right behind me the entire time, okay? That's stalking conduct. That's terrorism by demons who are stalking. 8RKW014, that's what the Ontario Police are engaging in. That's what the Ontario Police facilitate. And so with regard to what is not necessary, what the ordinary target individual is required to do is document, first of all, what is an environment. That's what you are focused on, because it's not possibly the sun. And you've seen the pattern of conduct as I'm documenting it. My very documentation is speaking to 7SCR499. It's speaking to what is the ordinary target individual's ability to understand the environment that they're in.
Because, for example, if you are documenting what is directed light, as you've paid attention to it, you're looking at what are multiple shadows, you're paying attention to what is directed light that's moving across on surfaces, you're looking up in the sky and you see a sun above you. You already know by my documentation, that's not the sun. My documentation, as I remain in California, 9170283, not just in California, you're looking, I'm very specific with where I'm at, even down to the address. And then I show you what is the duration of time that the light source remained over a particular building, over me while I'm on a vehicle. Very, very precise. It's not possibly the sun that's over your head wherever you are, unless you are the minion that is sitting by me, unless you are, and if you are, then you're a minion who is monitoring. You are not subject to the P.O.C. Okay, you are engaging in what is presence in that environment. But with regard to what is not being a minion that's group stalking around me while the fake sun's over my head, and you're observing that environment, you're subject to surveillance. That's not the sun that's above you, and it's impossible. And you can reference even my documentation as evidence of it, because it's not coexisting. All right, it doesn't coexist. It's not happening at the same time. It's not happening under any circumstances. That's not even the sun that remains over me, over the Fontana Lewis Library from 8:30 as I've documented. Okay, 8:56 in the morning until after 6:09 p.m. All right, this is the time frame. The Fontana Lewis Library, that is not the sun at all. But not only that, you can use that documentation while the entity was keeping a fake sun from over Sierra Avenue and the Fontana Civic Center, Fontana Lewis Library, that's very specific. It's not possibly over anybody in Nebraska. That's a fake sun over you in Nebraska. That's not the sun. 8FKH739. In other words, that's a light source. You're subject to surveillance, and it's by a government. Okay? And the documentation that I have published actually is exactly useful for that purpose. FLO1080. If you didn't realize that. And why? Because there's allegedly one sun. And what the entity is doing, it is tethered to it. It's tethered to it. The light source document, you can reference the criminal conduct of the Ontario Police Department on August 18, 2021. And where was the fake sun? It was remaining over the roof of 2500 South Archibald Avenue. Guess what? You in Nebraska, if you have documentation on that day of a light source being over your head, it's not the sun, because it was present over me at the Demons station that is the Ontario Police Department. It's not coexisting. 8MFL444. It's not coexisting. That's not the sun that's over you in that state. I'm showing you where this light source is, and it is exclusive because there's only one sun. There's not 9 of them like there's allegedly 9 planets. Or actually, that has been changed since as of late. But like I said, you get what I'm saying. There's only one sun, allegedly. Allegedly. All right. But even the one sun, as I'm documenting, is it remaining over an address all day long? Hell no. That's not the sun. Okay. You can reference this documentation. But like I said, with regard to what is the establishing the prima facie case, you don't have to travel up and down the state, and that is unjust that the ordinary target individual would even be suggested. All right, the entity is relying on, first of all, numerosity, and first of all, it would be impossible to document all of the demons in the state that are engaging in this criminal system with the government. It's embedded into society. It's just naturally coexisting with whatever you're doing. And how? Because you're surrounded by an absolute cartoon environment. Light remains over you, around you at all times, and it's not normal light. It's engineered light. The light you saw on the ceiling today inside of the Fontana Lewis Library, those sort of demonic tactics, while 7NLX827 is sitting right next to you. They're stalking. They're monitoring you. License 8UUZ886. And they're doing it with law enforcement, who are creating light activity using their vehicles. That's what the Ontario Police Department have been engaged in. That's what I was documenting right now. While they're engaging in terrorizing conduct, facilitating terrorizing conduct, this sex offender sitting back on this dark street, stalking me, and the Ontario Police Department are facilitating that sort of disgusting and despicable and life-threatening conduct. That's what the Ontario Police Department are about. I'm going to disband them. All right? License EB3. D2N. And while you heard me say that earlier, you heard the entity respond by flying directly over by a plane. That's Satan that's listening to me prosecute it. License 8VSL952. They can hover all they want. And just like I said, and every time they did, and I caught it on video or audio, 6SQS831, and I'm going to prosecute them for doing that. It's what it's creating. And this is how you're understanding what is the P.O.C. while they continuously kept on stalking. Kept on and kept on and kept on. All right, this demon with their hazard lights on, license YP46323, molesting, engaging in terrorizing conduct. That's a truck with the crossing path with hazard lights while they're also molesting. Anyway, it's currently 10:13 p.m. And so I'm speaking to, again, the reason why I went into that line of reasoning with regard to the ordinary targeted individual's responsibility with regard to documentation, 8 EME 422, and that which is unreasonable to require where a government is placing you under surveillance, and the very easy method. I'm not talking about what is easy to establish precedent. Upon establishing precedent, you're talking about what is very easy to document. All right, license 8XNL994, and the government is placing you under surveillance, and even the documentation that I have published, and it is a wealth of it, extending for a prolonged period of time. All right, unmistakable. What is the P.O.C? 8SOX 980, and that is also present for what is helping those American citizens that also are subject to what is surveillance, because you know that that's not the sun that's over you, while I am in what is California, wherever you are in the country. 7XZB 996, molesting, and that's a commercial vehicle. License 8ZPT 174, 7JNG 557, license 8VUY 335, molesting, license 8SZH 869, Omnitrans bus number 2357. And they were monitoring the entire time as well. They are not in any way exempt from what was the pattern of conduct, threatening me while I'm on that bus, okay? License 8SFW 424. Omnitrans is waiting for theirs. They got a healthy dose of it. I told them years ago. And why? How am I telling them? Because you're dealing with the demonic. That's what this is. These are demons. And they're monitoring documentation. So this is what Satan's getting to witness its own demise. That's literally what's going on. They're witnessing their own demise. They're witnessing their own revealing. Anyway, with regard to documentation, though, I want to make it clear. The entity's pattern of conduct is that which is speaking to a specific environment. And so you're documenting what is an environment that you remain subject to. License 68524M2. And that environment is 8VYB268, I believe. Group stalking, turning down the dead-end street of what is Lemon. There's nothing down there at Emporia. She's group stalking. License 96787S2. What she's doing is crossing path. That's what she's doing. She's maintaining presence and doing so at this is the museum area. So you got demons coming up down these side streets. They're group stalking. 8PTZ076. What I tell you, it's not even headlights. 6JKR669. These are demons manifesting light. Stalking, driving all around. 6TEE960. All right, and that's exactly what the demons of the Ontario Police Department are doing. Understand, these are cockroaches. They're manifesting light. Stalking with light. Using police vehicle. I mean, it is the most egregious and most despicable criminal activity that you can fathom. They are engaging in criminal conduct, sitting in police vehicles doing it. It's not the first time that, police have been corrupt. But for me, it's particularly disgusting. It's nauseating. And I take pleasure in revealing that and prosecuting it and literally providing a tutorial, first of all, of what are the condition of these criminals. They're demons, every single last one of them. Satan all over them. They're puppets of Satan. They're untrustworthy. They're unstable. Okay? They are entirely threatening. All right? They pose a threat to the public. Not just me because they're monitoring me. They are a threat to the public. License 7HLG319. And that's demonstrated through the pattern of conduct. 8NFT793. 1567617. Ontario Police demonstrating that crossing path. ACR 7507. Monitoring with this demon who's on the side street right here. Monitoring. That's how Ontario Police is engaging in the P.O.C. Monitoring with these demons. License plate 8RYC115. Alrighty, and so it's 10:17 p.m. The entity engaging in what is 8RLW722, surrounding you with what is a specific environment, which is what you are subject to, 96825T1, which is what you are subject to, which is what you are surrounded by day and night, and you are understanding what is the pattern of conduct. First of all, that's how you're documenting it. Second of all, the stalking conduct of the state. 7EKD212. That's a pathetic demon, a stalker. Amplified audible activity and directed light. You're stalking. It's pathetic. Anyway, the entity is engaging in what is keeping you surrounded with a specific environment, and you don't have to travel up and down the street, the state, in order to establish that. You can literally, as I've shown, remain in one address all day long. Or, you know, there are many ways, as I've shown, as I've been subject to the pattern of conduct, by the way, that you are able to document the pattern of conduct. Whatever your circumstances are in your life, you are capable of documenting in a way that is providing what is objective evidence that you can submit in a court with regard to what is the environment that you're in, and that scientific impossibility with regard to the very fact that you are even able to capture that it is happening is undeniable with regard to what is necessarily a pattern, and that pattern is revealing what is terrorism. 6KGX044, license 7PSW 283, 8XWV 585, 7SJU 955, 8GVU 171. And the entity engaging in what is the maintenance of that specific environment for what is that criminal purpose. You don't have to travel up and down the state in order to establish a prima facie case against the government placing you under surveillance. Second of all, the entity engaging in that specific environment, it is very, very specific with regard to 8LCW573, license 8GYF687, with regard to what I've shown. Okay, your light source remaining over you all day long, that is clearly not the sun. I have shown how that is unmistakable with regard to what is documentation. The entity maintaining this ongoing maintenance of a zenith all day long, that light source is over your head all day long. APCN 870, that's not, the sun would not even do that. Okay? And while you're capturing this, it is evidence of what is not moving. It's not moving. It only moves when you move. That's not the sun. That's terrorizing. That's terrorism while you're documenting it as well. So like I said, 8SRY385, the ordinary target individual is engaging in what is establishing the prima facie case while you're subject to that impossible environment. That environment that is impossible to naturally be occurring, in other words. It is revealing the demonic that you're subject to. 8YTM785, and the demonic 92099M1 is placing you under surveillance. That's why you're in that environment. 8SXV111, 8CDE428, I believe. Again, because it's not enough that they're just demons. They are demons that are in a specific environment and they're placing you under surveillance. Okay, we're not here to prosecute because you're a demon. 8KZS899, and don't nobody care about your papers that you got from the local Baptist church from the pastor talking about you're baptized. 5JUF277K, no demonic spirit touching. Nobody wants to hear that. That's not what we're addressing in federal court. All right, your condition is relevant to what is revealed in the environment, first of all. But second of all, the basis of the case is what is surveillance by government, and it's occurring in a specific environment, and that environment is demonic. It is prosecuted as what is terrorism, executed by government. License, that's from in the what is that? Performing arts. The Inland Conservatory of the Performing Arts. Those are demons, and that's the minion in the Lexus with the paper plate from that venue. I know exactly who that is. 28431J1, 5032M2. That's a minion. 5032M2, 8ZTG649, 8XZJ842. And so there is that. Understand you're documenting what is the environment, and that is the direct evidence. It's not circumstantial, it's direct evidence. And so a demon can look left and right. They can look whatever direction they want. You're showing what is directed light on the ceiling above your head. You're looking at what is directed light that's spreading throughout the interior, the inside, underneath structures, what sunlight is impossible to do. It's impossible, all right? You're documenting the pattern of conduct. You don't have to go up and down some state in order to document the state where you're subject to surveillance. 6PUG111. The entity is engaging in that conduct wherever it is that you are, everywhere it is that you go. The entirety of the state is engaged in that criminal conduct. And as I have shown with regard to what is the lack of any exception, this is speaking to what is fully established as a ceaseless pattern of conduct. It does not stop. It does not take a pause. There is no section. There's no venue where the P.O.C. is not underway. 8DTK171, 6KMM056, 50818D2. And so this is speaking to what applies under any sort of legal case when you are bringing forth what is establishing what is a pattern of conduct. This pattern of conduct is established on behalf of what is a criminal system by the government. 8WOV231. Excuse me.
So the pattern of conduct is an ongoing pattern. It is ceaselessly underway. It is underway by a government, and that pattern is underway throughout the entirety of the state. It's not just in whatever county that the target individual happens to be in, and you're not slicing and dicing the people of the state based on the area that they're at. This is the entirety of a government that's monitoring. The government is represented by wherever it is that you're at. This is a state system. The public entity itself is being prosecuted, and that is the same construct that's going to apply where an American citizen is prosecuting a public entity that's placing it under surveillance, period, point blank, okay? And that's what I'm getting to. The pattern of conduct is speaking to no exception with regard to what is that pattern of conduct that follows you around. It's always underway by the same entity that is the government, that's stalking by planes and helicopters, stalking in that specific environment, doing it in concert with the people and the entity, as I'm documenting, law enforcement, okay? There's no exception, and it's not going to change with regard to the people of the state and every person of that state. Every single last one. You don't have to travel up and down the state and meet every single last one. You're not going to do that, and it's impossible to do that. 6FLD719, and it is unreasonable to expect that. It's not. That is a matter of what is an injustice, and so that's not even reasonable to submit. This is a criminal system by a government, and this is how justice is that which is ascertainable by the ordinary targeted individual. CB99C25. The Ontario police are group stalking and molesting. This is another minion stalking. 8LDF 490. Monitoring and touching with Ontario police who cross path. Again, these demons are pacing up and down the street. Okay, it's currently 10:25 p.m. and that demon, while they are molesting me, Ontario police are group stalking still. All right, while they are at a stoplight, and another minion is touching me with directed light. Ontario police, this is a demon as well. They are crossing path repeatedly, driving up and down the street in directed light. I showed you the video. I have multiple shadows. This is demonic activity that the Ontario police are engaging in and are engaging fully in with with the people who are monitoring together. All right, criminal conduct together. 8KVY147 monitoring with OPD. 86180Z2 monitoring with OPD. 8ZRK933 monitoring with OPD, and they're violent sex offenders, all of whom are manifesting light and touching all over my body, okay, while they are stalking with the Ontario Police Department, in concert on behalf of the Ontario Police Department. They are demons alike. Directed light moving at a distance while this demon, 8NYH033, is monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. Okay, Ontario police are now proceeding west on Hope Boulevard, stalking, sitting at a red light, is stalking in the path, while one demon after another demon after another demon is crossing path and molesting my person. And Ontario police themselves are just pacing back and forth. That's what you're doing in directed light. All right, directed light is fanning all across the street. As you see during the day, where I'm showing you direct light, this is exactly what these demons are doing now. That's all they're doing is stalking. And then you have what are the demons of the Ontario police, as I showed you in video and in still images while I'm on the bus. All you're doing is stalking, and you're using police. You are literally putting your own agency on blast. This is what I'm saying with regards to the pattern of conduct, and then this is why it's so. But that's delusion. These are delusional psychopaths. 6RAV094. They're delusional. 7ZXT126, because the P.O.C is 8ZZK011, speaking to what you are doing while you are in that while you are in relevant position, and your condition while you are in relevant position. Period. License 8UNH013. License 4UVH826. And it is currently 10:27 p.m. So I just wanted to go over that with regard to the pattern of conduct and the ability to prosecute, and specifically also what I'm going to do with regard to addressing law enforcement. And it's not just a matter of me. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's speaking to what is uniform policy. That is why I'm interested in doing it. It is necessary as a matter of justice. The ordinary targeted individual that is subject to such a system of terrorism and surveillance is that which is approached on an ongoing basis as I am documenting it. You're stalking. You're doing nothing but stalking in directed light. And so you're talking about what is upon ignorance of that environment that you're in. If you don't even know about what is an entirely abnormal environment while you're looking at what's supposed to be a traffic stop by the police, okay, because they're not talking to you, that's not catching your attention, you're not noticing anything weird about it, because they are engaging in what is appearing to be focused on other people. They're not saying anything to you, they're not addressing you. They are present in what is an entirely abnormal environment, though. That's how they're targeting you. All right, and it is all about you. They're of a specific condition. And this abnormal light activity is revealing that condition. The fact that they are present and engaging in what is the demonic pattern of creating light in that environment reveals their condition and the criminal conduct. Monitoring with communication devices is a crime under federal law. All right, and that's what they are doing. And this is why I'm showing you, look at these police officers. They're all demons. They're engaging in demonic activity, and look at this environment. While they are looking the opposite direction as though they're focused on something else, they're psychopaths. And that's what Satan is. That's what the effect of the manifestation of what is demon possession on a person. That's the effect it has. You're dealing with what is an unwell people. Then this is the reality. In that demonic possession, you're talking about those. You don't have to be convicted as a criminal to be what is a psychopath that's undiagnosed. All right. And who's going to diagnose you? The demon possessed that work in mental health. They're lying minions. Okay. They will dose you up with medication, and they will not address what is a spirit that is on you. Okay. Which medication cannot touch. Like I said, you're talking about what is a system that you are identifying through the environment that is fully capable of being captured via documentation, and it is a malicious one. And so this is that criminal system that the Ontario Police Department are engaging in, and it is referred to as what is, first of all, it's criminal summoning, and it's an ongoing impermissible threat. And as a matter of uniform policy, you're talking about what is very strict response to those who are in the position of law enforcement while they are threatening you, and it's a threat while you're documenting. Stalking by in the environment, you're monitoring, and you're monitoring one who's documenting it, and that's federal prison. Okay, it's currently 10:30 p.m. and I have arrived at the Ontario Museum, and this is P.O.C.